Well, damn. Yeah. We live. Okay. Hold on. Let me get a full screen for myself. Damn, why can't I do me? Okay, that's probably better. We are live and direct. Okay. We finna talk about the Tory Lanez situation. Hold on. I'm your humble host, Ioku. Okay. How I changed my shit. We gonna worry about that later. Okay. But we finna get into the Diddy trial. Day 5, day 6, which is currently today. We're gonna get into more Tory Lanez, Meg Thee Stallion, Jay-Z situation news. Okay. We finna tune into it all. Okay. So if you're tuning in, be sure to hit that like, comment, subscribe. I'm your humble host. I ain't gotta say no more. Let's get into it.
Welcome to the show, it's Mr. Mask TV. Serving all the drama just the way it should be. Stars and news making headlines daily. Turn up the volume and span it through globally. Entertainment drama, it's all in our queue. Celebrities and headlines coming straight to you. Stay tuned, stay bright, we got the newest scoop. Mr.
Welcome to Mr. Mask TV, your go-to YouTube channel. Join us for exciting content. Support us with your donations. Cash App Mr. Mask TV. Every bit helps us grow. Thank you for your support. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. At Mr. Mask TV, we create entertaining videos. From reviews to challenges, there's something for everyone. Join our community today. Your support makes a difference. Help us reach new heights. Why choose Mr. Mask TV? We offer unique content, engaging, fun, and informative. Join our growing family. Your support fuels our passion. Together, we can achieve more. Ready to join us? Visit Mr. Mask TV on YouTube. Subscribe for the latest updates. Donate to the Cash App Mr. Mask TV. To support, connect with us on social media. Your voice matters to us. Let's create amazing memories together.
And on the scene, record. I guess you'd be reporting. We don't really call it reporting because Miss Pleasant, like she said, and both of us, we just letting y'all know what's happening. That's it. Giving y'all the scoop.
To LaGuardia today, 4385 born is fine. By the next 15 minutes, you're at door 6 this morning. We ask that you have only that one personal item, one carry-on only through the doorway. We do board by group numbers you'll find on your boarding pass today. We ask you keep the boarding lanes clear until your group number has been called. Because our group is limited only to the first 25 roll board bags in the overhead bins. Once we reach that number of bags, regardless of whether the large carry-on.
SVJ is a member, yeah. And so I want to let y'all know that the trial is heating up, man. Diddy is pulling out all the stops. Every stop that he tried and they got, because right now he's hiring. He got a publicist team, and he gave them extra money allegedly to go out and hire content creators and pay them. You know, TMZ is doing their thing to back him any way they can. Because Harvey Levin and that dude, is the lawyer's close friends. But he is hiring publishers and companies to now pay people $20 an hour while doing a day of the trial to wear free Diddy t-shirts. $20 an hour. No, that's true story. It ain't about the video. They got people down there. They're saying, like, if you go up to them and you wear the shirt, they give you $20. Then every hour they're down there, they come back and get them. Watch. Some of them gonna get lost. I tell people, get that money. If that's what you want to do. If you watch that Art of Dialogue video I did, I said that last week, that shit was shot last week, before he had the meltdown. Art just put it out. Shout out to Mighty. Those things is doing incredible numbers. Go get that information, go check it out. If you look at it, he had that meltdown before I even said anything. I knew that was going to be about that. He not high no more. All he has is that demon left in him. He not high no more. So he's going to have meltdowns. Hey, law student from Cali. Yeah, I wish Sean come out and say that they try to convince them to tamper with the jury on that other case, on his case, and he refused to. I'm a witness if Sean refused to do it. So he got the capability of trying to do that. Hey, Lisa Chapman, all the way from Maryland. She said she sent love. Mm-hmm. Lisa, you trying to get me stabbed. I got a woman that stabbed me dead in the neck. And I won't be able to eat no crawfish, no gumbo, none of that. Shout out to all my people in St. Louis that went through this tragedy. They said that I wasn't gonna have no power for a while, so my nephew, not our nephew, my cousin's gonna board up what he can board up, and once they get the debris off my house and everything like that, I'll be back down here. But I got to go. I ain't running from it. I'll be right back. I just gotta take care of this business in New York. It's my man. He just the same relentless to know me. You know I ain't shit. If you knew what I knew and Al knew, you wouldn't say that shit. It's up to Al to expose that information. I don't think he's gonna do it for the sake of his own. Leave it at that. Larry Curry, Yatu Suave. Hey, Lauren knows. Appreciate that, Lauren knows. Yo, it's just yo. Listen here. A lot of these guys think they smarter than me, and they come out with their little channel saying all kinds of shit about me, lying. But the truth will always prevail, and they can hate on whatever they want to hate on. You know, when I told y'all and I came here and I said, yo, I'm 10 times the normal man. I ain't worrying about none of these cats out here. This dude right here, he is paying publicists and what those call those companies, those advertising companies, and those same thing that Al Sharpton and some other people got caught doing allegedly some years ago, paying demonstrators to come out, giving them $25, $30, a lunchable. And a free Diddy t-shirt to come out there and represent them and protest. That shit is garbage. That shit ain't real. Tit said the same thing about those t-shirts. Okay. I want to address this right here. She said, Gene Deal, you said Cassie was a black woman. Well, I was saying black woman, Spanish, Latino, Japanese. Let me just say, all us and everybody, there's nobody that's black. Those stipulations, I mean, that status was given by the Catholic Church, to be honest. That status, black, white, and the color ratios of people was given by the Catholic Church. And give people a reason to enslave people, give people reasons to do certain things to people. That's why that was given. You understand? So she's a woman first, and whatever race that she want to claim, whether it's Latino, whether it's black, whether it's Chinese, Pekingese, whatever she want to claim, that's what it is. Don't miss the point, sweetheart.
I wonder how HoneyBook can help grow my business.
I want y'all to go watch those Art of Dialogues videos, man. And the reason I deal with art let her do rock. And six or 10 by 10, he had to face the reality that he might be spending the rest of his life in jail. Samuel Ramsey, thank you, sir. I appreciate you. That died before my father died. He took off the homeowner insurance in there because he had owned the house with her. I don't know what the fuck he did that. And my mother said they wouldn't let her get it back. She tried with State Farm several times. So when I get back, I'm gonna get a contractor and I'm gonna see what it's gonna cost me to bring it up to code and bring it up to standards. So they're gonna have to give me homeowners insurance on it. So, and that's what you think you need to do. You just can't take money for it. We see some of his evil being taking place right in front of our eyes, bro. No disrespect to the victims or the people who were victim allegedly with the R. Kelly. Just by hearing this shit, they should open up R. Kelly's cell and say, bro, you can walk. And that's no disrespect to his victims or allegedly victims or whatever. They should just say, yo, bro, you can walk. Y'all talking about whether she multi-mix. I don't care about people race. Their ethnicity and stuff like that. Their culture. They human beings. They human beings, man. I really, yo, I I really didn't know how the people in Gaza felt. I really didn't know how the people in what's it not Kuwait, uh, over there in Russia. I'm lost of words right now. I really didn't know how they felt until I seen the whole devastation on the north side of St. Louis. And if a tornado could do that to the people, if Mother Nature can do that to us, we as human beings doing that shit to each other. The Diddy trial is about to heat up. Watch this week, man. They trying to bring in some of the uh, testimonies of the strippers and say that the prosecutor, not the prosecutor, the defense is trying to say that Kathy had a long relationship with one of the strippers and everything like that. Even though Diddy was paying. And I don't see where that matters because she too was drugged out of her mind, needing the drugs to keep on.
Keys, concierge key, welcome aboard through the priority lane at
So,
8 during the boarding. Thank you for being with us today, concierge key.
listen in. I'm going to resume this once I land. Y'all going to see me more.
No way I can fraternize with you and you didn't win at him. That just be like that.
Knows. He knows.
Right. $1 million. Worth of game. That's $1 billion worth of game right there. For real.
We want every side to come together to attempt to take down the 100 side.
Man, they gotta
We want
understand,
all the
right?
smoke.
We go off the content.
Let's jump right into it and show some love to the.
All the evidence. They're going to pay that. They're going to pay that nigga down. Man, that nigga going to sue people for $1 billion.
If he come home, is he good in the spot though?
sitting on the LA County high power, he's still at risk. They'll really try to down him there. The best bet is to try to get him home on an ankle monitor pending appeal. Same way Pac came home fighting, they can let him come home. Because all this shit, you looking at all the evidence. They're going to pay this. They're going to pay that nigga down. Man, that nigga going to sue them people for $1 billion.
If he come home, is he good in the spot though?
What?
If he come home, is he good in America or he gonna get deported still?
Oh no, they ain't finna send him nowhere. They gotta leave him here. His case is pending right here.
Okay.
They finna get that boy everything he want, bro. They didn't up.
They didn't try to kill him. Then they had somebody come out and say that they didn't seen it. This is good. Hey, this is good.
Not only that, bro. When you go look at the rules and regulations of the prison, see the tape is out. I got a CO homie who got a homie that worked there. I talked to the nigga 2-3 days ago. He said, "Whack, we looked at the tape. The only thing saved Tory. Tory had on a hoodie. He had a hoodie on up under his little prison shirt. So the nigga grabbed Tory's hoodie and started jugging him. Tory little ass slid out the hoodie.
Damn.
You know, you just slide out there. He had the hood part of it. He slid out the hoodie. That's what saved him, because dude get off like 7 or 8 while he had him holding the hood part.
Damn.
Tory slid out and started running around the day room, and dude kept hitting him like, here goes the thing. In the video, in the video, where's the staff? Ain't no staff. The gun tower don't get off. There's no staff on the ground. Everything. The white lady, if you listen to what she said, go listen to what she said at the press meeting. She said, we submitted the evidence of the driver's security identifying Kelsey as a shooter on Friday, and his attempt on his life that Monday.
But it wasn't.
And then she quoted Martin Luther King.
But it wasn't the driver's security. It was Kelsey's security.
Ion, you just covered Diddy.
Ion, I told you long time ago, Ion. I told you long time ago, Tory didn't do that shit.
Ion,
really,
you just covered Diddy.
You're right.
So hold on, Ion. I told you long time ago. See, y'all took his phone call when him calling, telling her, I'm sorry, this was my fault. That wasn't the shooting. He talking about sticking a dick in all of them,
Yeah.
causing the confusion. He ain't talking about no shooting. The nigga just wouldn't tell on the. I told y'all a long time ago, Tory did not shoot. Megan don't even know happy. She gets drunk to a point where she blacks out. If it wasn't for Tory taunting on that live he was doing during COVID, she wouldn't have gave a. But the 3 tests, see, when he went and filed his appeal, they said we need the gun. They say the gun been compromised. Said we need the bullet. The hospital lost the bullet. Okay, we need the DNA. There is no more DNA. What you mean there is no more? Well, we ran 3 tests. Well, you only submitted 1 test in the trial. That said, it could be, couldn't be. The other 2 tests behind it, 100% not Tory Lanez. Documented on paper.
But it's also documented on paper that Tory Lanez had put out there that Kelsey did not shoot Megan.
It does. Listen, you know how many times a nigga said
he didn't shoot her.
He had the code. Listen, he had the coldest statement. Y'all say he's against black women, but yet he stopped one from getting killed and kept another black mama from going to jail because he rode the beef and kept his mouth shut. But it don't matter now because guess what? When they asked him, did you guys run anybody else's prints? Nah, we didn't run nobody else's prints. So the only prints you ran was Tory's. Yeah, and they came back what? 100% not his. They don't give a what you talking about. If the nigga prints ain't on the gun, the clip, the handle, the trigger, you can't say he fired. That weapon.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Even if he said it was
give a fuck what you talking about.
What you say, they gotta prove still.
Yeah, he ain't. You can't. Look, they gave the nigga 6 years for the shooting, 4 years for the gun enhancement. They can drop the gun enhancement and they gotta let him go. But if it's Prince ain't on the weapon, you can't put the gun. How you fire a weapon? Your Prince ain't. It ain't there. It's Prince there, but they ain't his, and they refuse. How the you got 3-4 people in the car, and you don't test the Prince against anybody else?
So let me ask this, right? Because this is what I had a question about, right? In a situation like this, right, where Kelsey went, they gave her pretty much immunity.
No,
right?
she don't.
She
She
signed it.
got partial, boy. Kelsey going to
Oh,
jail.
oh, it's partial immunity.
She got
What does that
partial
mean?
immunity.
'Cause they gave her pretty much immunity.
No,
right?
she don't.
She signed it.
She got partial, boy. Kelsey going to jail.
Oh, it's partial immunity.
She got
What does that
partial
mean? Because
immunity.
I thought
Partial
once
immunity
she
says we can't anything you testify or you say that may have incriminated you, we can't convict you of that. But if
okay.
it's new evidence, the driver's security that come to the table and say, I witnessed you fire the gun, they
They
can
got
book
to
her.
retrial that case.
They can book her.
And that's
Because I was
an
thinking, I'm like, if
eyewitness.
she get immunity, they can't retry her and lock her up.
Nah,
So who takes
she
the
didn't
fall
get
for
the
that?
shit. Yeah, she got partial. She only had immunity to what she
And
got on
she
the
went up
stand and
there and
answered.
pleaded fifth for mostly everything.
But then they could say the gun fell on the ground. That's the bullet that shot
Nah,
him.
the dude said the got off 3 times. Tory jumped out, knocked the gun out her hand, and when the
Went off 2
gun
more
hit the
times.
ground, it went off again. It went off again.
And that could have been the one that shot the bitch.
Yeah, either way it go, but see, if you go back and look at what the stylist said, the gay stylist said, that's their gun. I packed it a bunch of times. Times in they suitcase. He identified that was their gun.
And so they ignored a lot of.
They ignored all kind of shit. That was just our head DA. He had just got his ass whooped on 3 major trials and lost. He needed something to try to make up or something. They gonna pay now.
So all right, so Kelsey's gonna end up taking the fall for that situation. It's gonna be a lot. She perjured
Be right
herself
back. Be right back.
in court. She did a lot, right? But what happens with Meg, and then what happens?
No,
with
that's y'all, Wolf.
that
Nah, that's y'all.
No, that ain't me. I ain't never stand with Meg.
That's y'all
That's
because
Ion. Yes, Ion.
see, this what
I
I'm
ain't
saying.
never believe Meg.
This real
Tory.
shit. The lie on
Dio,
the
shut the
Gayle King
fuck
shit,
She
right?
lied on the stand too.
Well, yeah, she lied on the Gayle King shit. I don't know why this came out and just admitted she lied on that. She got to be the dumbest in the world, right? And then
You lied on a
she
lot of
lied on
shit.
the stand. I don't believe she even remember what happened. It's that loaded.
She drunk.
She blacks out. Yeah, she's known for that. So, but
You know they say you get blacked out drunk.
Tory's finna sue the shit. He gonna own all her shit.
Yep, that's how it's gonna
Make
work.
another dime in this game.
He
He
ain't
gonna own all
he gonna
that.
own everything.
Gonna take the line down for real.
Well, Rock Nation is just that ain't nothing but that ain't her. Rock Nation ain't her. Rock Nation don't give a they listen, when you in here, you gotta deal with the artists, right? They don't if $1 million comes through and they deal 50-50 and Rock keep $500,000, they keep $500,000, Rock gonna get their $500,000 regardless.
Well,
They
got,
just
they
gonna
got a petition
what?
right now that Drake even posted that got like millions of signatures petitioning the governor departing.
It's only
Yeah, but he
180,000
already been listen, that
ain't got no
been
million
on their
yet.
desk for 7-8
Drake
months.
just posted it like 2 days ago. You got the update?
It was 180,000 when I seen it.
Yeah, Drake has next by 2026. Sometime Drake gonna be on the chop block. They gonna win.
Damn. Wax said it. Y'all heard what he just said? He said Drake ass is next. And when Drake go down, academics, you going with his ass.
Where his ass out.
They already through with him. Cause
They
he too
gonna fuck
powerful.
over Drake. I don't know what
Yeah,
Drake thought.
they want to humble him bad.
Oh yeah, he fucking with the labels too. They finna fuck him over. They finna really railroad Drake. And anybody that's defending Drake, y'all gotta understand that train finna go fucking down. I hate to say it, but when you an artist and you ain't a motherfucker that's in control of all your shit, your assets or anything, because Drake not. This is why Kendrick exposed. He said you signed to a nigga that signed to a nigga that signed to a nigga that's that niggas. Okay, this is why he said that exact fucking term. Damn, Kendrick, man. He exposed all. See, y'all want to pay attention lyrically. Anyway, yeah, when Kendrick said that, he meant what the fuck he said. Cause y'all be thinking that these, even Jay-Z now, they said Jay-Z struggling out here. He can't even get a $50 million loan. This nigga worth over $500 billion and you can't even get $50 million loan, bro. Damn. Crazy times.
You thought, boy, you with UMG and you paying attention to the people you think own
Allegedly, we must say
UMG.
allegedly.
You ain't paying attention to the partners and them
The
other 30
investors.
entities that reach from here to God knows what that you playing with. Yeah, they gonna fuck over him. I
Y'all
mean,
comment
every
y'all
artist
thoughts.
is
What y'all
guilty
think
of
on
the
it?
same thing. Flying just out. They gonna find 5 or 10 of them who he didn't call back and he stopped answering their phone, and here it comes.
Yep.
So that's human trafficking.
Off the rip, it's over with.
If Drake's smart now, he gonna find them right now and pay them out beforehand.
If Drake's smart
It's
right
so
now,
many of them. It's so many of
There's
them.
too
he'll take
many,
his
bro. See, these niggas, he sound like a Drake bandit. Look, these niggas be obsessed. I'm telling you. These niggas be more obsessed than the women is. I promise y'all. I fucking promise y'all. They be more fanned out than the fucking women. It is what it is. But what Wack is saying is, y'all don't understand. This nigga can't keep track of how many women he done flew out because he done flew out so many. And how many was underage at that, allegedly, we just gonna say. So if they start spilling the tea and the beans, shit, he might have a whole fucking. Y'all remember when they said that Michael Jackson did all that shit to them little kids and all that, and the ranch, the Michael Jackson ranch and all that shit, and then you had kids that literally their parents was letting them spend a night with this man, go over his house and all that shit. This is why I feel like Drake compares himself to Michael Jackson so much. Because in reality, he wants to fucking beat Michael Jackson. But one thing you have to fucking fail to realize is, Drake, you ain't touched Michael Jackson level money yet, bro. And not only that, you ain't put a dent in this industry so big that you at the Michael Jackson level where you can actually go against the machine that you're trying to go against. And the machine is going to take your ass down if you ain't got the right strategically planned to get yourself out of this fucking situation. You see, you got too many sloppy motherfuckers sides on you. You got academics, he's fucking sloppy as fuck. You got Aiden talk too fucking much. You need to tell him to put a muzzle on that fucking mouth. Academics talk too much too. Okay, if them supposed to be your boys and they all I'm just gonna say allegedly, we don't know if it's true, and they supposed to be in representation of you, ain't no way in hell they should be saying this and that and connecting the dots with anything to do with you. Okay. This is why I say, yeah, academics kiss your ass, but academics still work for the machine, bro. And you gotta fucking realize that. What Wack 100 is saying, I ain't even know it was gonna be that soon because I knew that they was gonna come after Drake, but I ain't know 2026, bro. That's right around the corner.
That's the
But think
Canada.
about
You
it.
mean tell me they gonna take down Diddy and then go down Drake? Interesting.
Them bitches.
Y'all gotta understand. Not academics. Wack 100 know what the fuck he talking about because this nigga has just to be wrong. I don't know. I think this nigga's plugged with the streets and he plugged with them people too. So I don't know.
Drake. So all he got to do is go sweet talk.
Nah,
No.
See what I mean? It be soft. It be weird ass niggas like that. Yeah, they love Drake. They love Drake. All you gotta do is go talk to him. Man, listen. Shit, sign an autograph CD. I know I go crazy for one of them. They would too.
Believe it or not, bro, Drake been around 15 years or better. Be close to 15 years, bro.
Drake so thirsty. He's sliding on bitches on his personal Instagram with
Right.
100 million followers. He don't
Hey,
care.
bro, Drake was with old girl
everyday
from that.
bitches.
What's the girl name?
Ice Spice.
He was wrongs like that. Drake, I
Yeah,
know he
Drake
used to
be
order the
fucking
straight
regular
stun.
bitch. Hey, what he say? He said, I like on a regular bitch, famous hoes thirsty, and they stay on my. He said the famous bitches.
He
be
like
thirsty.
catching them
He like
stress out,
yeah, he
fresh
like
out the
turning
strip
the
club.
bitch. Exactly.
The girl that be at the library and shit.
And he
All
be
them
following
bitches
him
could
straight
be
off
bought,
his
man.
IG. Yeah, hey, it was a joint.
That nigga been in some young girls' DMs too. Y'all niggas ain't.
Yo, listen, all them niggas is guilty of the same shit because they ain't know the law.
So how
You
you
think
supposed to
There
get
was
the
a
bitch
joint
then?
running around her that he
Don't
cracked.
fly him out.
What's that girl
Hey,
name?
levels, listen.
These niggas be defended. I think these niggas be having obsessions over Drake, bro. I'm telling y'all. Drake got more nigga fans than he do women. And I didn't know that until I said some shit when that Kendrick shit was going on, and I got attacked by all Drake fans, and it was mostly niggas. I ain't see hardly no women. It was mostly niggas and motherfuckers from Africa. I promise you, or overseas somewhere.
If you want to, you know what they gonna make sense of it
So you
with?
can't send
The
your jet
penal
for him?
code. That's what they gonna say. If you fly a bitch out just to and fly them back, they gonna say it's sex trafficking.
Yeah,
What happens if they fly themselves out?
they can
That's
use that.
different.
They can use
But that ain't
that.
what's happening.
See, he said penal codes. See, Wax speaking on penal codes because it's a law. It's a law out there that you cannot do that shit. That counts as trafficking.
They gonna go through the shit. They gonna ask them, how'd you get here? Yeah.
All of them niggas going down, man.
All them niggas shit.
Nah, just the ones that I work with.
Hey,
So
listen,
they saying the shit.
There was a girl on here. There's a couple girls on here that he cracked.
Keep going down for human trafficking.
What you call it? The one, the big girl.
You talking about her name?
He love the top floor,
Her name was Big Jazz. You talking about Big Jazz?
No, not Big Jazz.
Keep going down.
She from Chicago. She from Chicago.
Nah, not Big Jazz.
Big Dredry. Yeah, Dredry. Yeah, he was cracking her. He was flying her out cracking her.
He did some human trafficking this year.
I ain't doing shit. Levels going down.
The bitches fly themselves out. Stolen flight.
Stolen flight is crazy.
But so you think you think because they trying to tie the Chris Brown situation to him saying free Tory Lanez. You think that's connected?
They trying to tie what?
Chris Brown, him being arrested for something that happened in 2023, to him saying free Tory Lanez, and now all of a sudden,
that they've been trying to serve Chris Brown with the civil suit for a couple years. He's been avoiding them. See, what they did is they lined him up. They gave, I don't know, his tour don't start till next month.
His ass should never went to Manchester.
It's supposed to be July 8th or something like that.
June
and his
5th.
court date, and his court
I'm
date
gonna
is
tell you
June
what
12th
happened.
or something.
They don't
like
get none of that. This is how they lined him up. His case.
They caught that nigga in Manchester. They knew when his flight was gonna land and everything. They met him at the fucking place at the landing.
In London, he got a dumbass squad around him. So they booked him for something in Manchester, was like 3 hours north. I don't know what he thinking. You know what I'm saying? That's like levels. Nigga got a warrant in Miami, and you think you just gonna go in Orlando because it's Miami,
Right.
ain't gonna be a problem. You still in the state, still in the country.
They waiting for you right there.
Yeah, so when the nigga landed and checked into the hotel, they booked him. Now his case carried life out there. Right? You got whole life, which is you ain't getting out, and you got life.
Also, shout out to the Clubhouse. They always come with the right now news. You feel me? They be getting the real source, the street shit. You know, you want to get your street source update. Well, you ain't got to go to the news or he say she say some shit. Go to Clubhouse. Okay, they gonna get you right.
Life in the UK, I did the research on it myself on my Instagram. Life means whatever the bottom number is, you got to do that before board. So if they give you 3 years, 5 years, 2 years, you got to do that number, and then they'll consider you for parole.
Wow.
It still ain't no guarantee they're going to let you out.
Well, they said his legal team said they ain't offering enough money, so he got to put up more money in order for him to possibly get bail.
No, he's a flight risk. It's gonna be a struggle for that. See, the fact that he
Yeah,
avoided
because it's
them,
3 years old, the case.
the fact that he avoided them all that time, they're gonna say he a flight risk.
But did you know he
Damn.
had a case though? Did you know he had a case
Yeah,
out
he
there?
knew he had a case. They was coming to his house.
Yeah, he knew it.
Why they knocking everybody off like this?
And I'm glad you noticed it.
They
It's an
knocking.
industry shakedown, bro. You ain't know. They knocking them all off. To be
Hey, what's up
honest.
with Diddy? Ion, what's up with
Diddy
Diddy?
got
What they
action.
say over
Diddy
there?
got action level. They ain't proved. They proved was domestic
He a
violence.
freak.
See, here we go. Then we got act with the Diddy bopping. I told you. You know who the ones who's a part of the team, and you know who the ones who's not a part of the team. Okay. Now, as good as information that this nigga come with, he still gotta protect his. Okay. He ain't gonna speak bad on Tory because Tory one of his. He ain't gonna speak bad on Diddy because Diddy one of his. He ain't gonna speak bad on nobody or no artist that he even signed himself. The Blue Faces, the game, none of them. Okay. It's part of the management ship. And it's also part of the fucking program. Just
And
so
a
And he a
bunch of
freak.
fuck. You ain't proved no Rico shit.
Right. Or no real sex trafficking.
they didn't prove no Rico shit. Huh? Okay. Let me just mind y'all that the case is just
Cassie, I don't know if she working for him, but the is saying the total opposite of everything she didn't say it before.
Cassie over there giggling in court,
She under
laughing,
oath.
reminiscing. She reminiscing,
She
giggling,
might,
laughing.
yeah, she might be. He might.
see what I mean? See what I mean? When it get to Diddy, what happened? Keep listening.
20 million.
That nigga gonna leave Cassie. You gotta sit down and listen to her say that she was FaceTiming, he was FaceTiming her while she was cracking Diddy.
See what I mean? Another thing they don't know. They don't even know that the husband was the one who got her to get out there and do all this shit. Shit, if it wasn't for the husband, she probably would have never came and testified or even spoke on a nigga or showed the fucking videos. Remember, y'all think that it was her that had them hotel videos, shit. But they don't know that. I don't think white
I
people
was
know
saying
that.
the same thing, Wolf.
I mean, but why? You was
And the
know what I'm saying?
bitch, that's his wife.
I don't think he knew the extent of
Man,
what
she
she
20 million from Diddy. That shit settled in
See what I mean? A lot of people don't know. He was part of the play too. He been knew. He the one who was helping her take Diddy down.
24 hours after that lawsuit, man. They should that up. Still snitching. Diddy probably promised her another 20. You keep going.
Nah, because he didn't pay her out. It was his insurance. It was the insurance.
I don't think Cassie. See, these niggas don't even know what they fuck they be talking about. These street niggas that don't know fucking law much or anything. The most law they probably get from Whack 100. Okay, I don't think these niggas really know, cause that's not how it goes, bro. Y'all think this nigga gonna consult with this girl? He can't fucking consult with this girl. Okay, there's a reason why she wasn't looking this nigga way in the courtroom. But hey, let them say what they say.
Insurance for his company that paid her out.
She still got it.
Diddy wouldn't have
And
gave
not
it.
to mention, she got $10 million from the hotel that they sued. So she got 20 mil plus 10 mil. That's 30 mil right there.
You know what's crazy though? The state is saying that that's their biggest, they biggest, what's it called? So if they saying that that's their biggest, person that they gonna have on the stand, that's a domestic violence case. That's not enough for that
No,
Rico.
no, no, no. There they go. Sis, you don't know what you're talking about. That's not their biggest. That's their star witness. Star witness. She's the main witness because she got the pure evidence of him doing the acts of crime when he's in the hotel and showing the video. That video is really might what 9 times out of 10 gonna take that nigga down. Not even attached to all the extra shit. Now, if you have a witness, that's what y'all fail to realize is she was the star fucking witness, not the key. The star witness is the main witness, okay? Because she have the main part of evidence. She presented the video. Y'all don't know how the shit works in the courtroom, but it's okay. It's okay. Let me teach you in the words to say. Okay, she's a star witness. There's other witnesses that's coming to play. You have a key witness, okay? That might be coming up. We don't know who the key witness is. You have hella other witnesses, okay, that's gonna come into play. What about the Diddy Kane girls? Didn't they say Dawn already speaking? And then you got what's her name? Aubrey O'Day, whatever the fuck her name is, if they let her talk. Then you got the bodyguard dude. He just told on himself and said that he was gonna be speaking because he said he was gonna be in New York because he gotta do something in New York. And we know when niggas yo ass for the show up to the trial too, bruh. We ain't slow. Okay. And Gene Deal, if Gene Deal gonna speak, the shit with Tupac, the shit with the bodyguard, the shit with Kim Porter, all that shit might get brought up. That's a whole nother can opener whoop ass, okay? And y'all act like while this day at court, they can't bring up more charges. Okay. Or they on trial. They can't bring up much. Okay. Whatever. But let the know it all swear that they know it all. Still be wrong in the end.
I'm not for the Rico at all.
It's
That
only
that
day
that's
4 though.
I
your
think
biggest
they
witness
trying
that
to
they.
tie because now they have Dawn up there,
Uh-huh.
and
No, she
they're gonna
said she
bring
ain't back in
Aubrey.
stand, right? One
Yep.
of them said they ain't getting up there no more.
Oh well, Dawn is already on there because
I
they
never said she ain't taking a stand. I think that was Aubrey O'Day said she was taking a stand.
started with her. They started with her Friday.
And that's the only thing she said that because somebody got to her. And Aubrey O'Day, y'all gotta understand, she was just on Baddies. And Lemmy them allegedly is Diddy's boy. You know, that's Diddy protege right there, allegedly. I ain't gonna say too much, but yeah, so I know Aubrey O'Day, she's probably scared to speak right now. It's a lot of them that's scared to speak right now because they probably either getting badgered, all type of shit. Threats, all type of shit. Shit, they probably even get paid off. Should they say he paying motherfuckers to wait outside with the t-shirts on? I'm sure they get paid off either.
Like at the end of the day, and then they're gonna continue with her on Monday.
That's crazy.
And
So
Aubrey dropping subtle hints that she gonna be on a stand too, because
Oh,
she had
so,
just landed in New York not too long ago. I think.
oh, see, we got Dawn coming up. We got Gene Deal, and then we got Aubrey O'Day. That's my that's who I'm thinking going to be the next witnesses, the key witnesses to speak on Diddy and their stories. They might have evidence, they might not. I don't know. Hey, look, but it's not looking good for the diddler, no matter which
It
way
was
you look.
Friday as well.
it seems like
Diddy coming home, man.
Look,
do
look,
is they
look.
trying to
There's no way I can fraternize with you
That's just so
and
funny.
you didn't win at him. That just don't work like that.
Hold on.
But that ain't what's happening. They gonna go through the shit. They gonna ask him, how'd you get here? Yeah.
All them niggas going down, man.
Nah, just the ones I work with.
Yeah.
so on there because they started with her. They started with her Friday. Kim
Hired
Porter. If they had Kim Porter, that might be a little different.
Hold on.
multiple with like multiple,
They ain't got
multiple.
that.
Hold
Ain't
on.
none of that shit gonna work.
What he want her to do?
She didn't admit it to all kind of shit. No, yeah,
She
we
done
just yeah.
admitted
She
herself.
done admitted only to doing and partaking and knowing that she was partaking in the freak offs. That's it. She's still not the one who set the shit up. She's still not the one who initiated the shit. Remember, if you look at the witnesses, even that they testify, even like, why y'all ain't bringing up the gay escort? See, y'all some zesty ass niggas, man. Y'all love to cover the low key gay shit. Y'all always like to sweep that shit under the rug, but y'all want to speak on it. What about the escorts and shit that testified and said that when he got there, Cassie told him out her mouth, yeah, it's my birthday, such and such. This my guy wanted me to do this for my birthday because it makes him happy. It's her words. How the hell can you spill that or screw that? While he sat there with a trench coat on in the corner with a fucking bandana over his face and watched and masturbated while he watched. If there ain't no cook, I don't know what the fuck to tell you, bro. We just say what the fuck Diddy was. Y'all niggas just try to protect the shit because a lot of y'all niggas is the same fucking way. That shit's crazy, man.
Up to
Diddy
her
coming
calling the
home.
prostitute.
Yeah.
So it's like, damn.
But
A
she,
fuck that like to beat on fucking women because he mad at the world. He find these certain women's use them and abuse them.
on trial though. She just a witness, so it don't really matter what she say.
It definitely matter what she
Everything
said.
What
They gonna
the
matter
say
what
she
she
fuck?
lying.
say.
See how many niggas is idiots on these Diddy bopping ass idiots, bro. Like I can't like bro, what? It don't even matter. She just a witness anyway, so it don't even matter what she say. Ain't they questioning the witness to understand get exactly what the fuck they gotta say? Like, huh?
What you
You
mean?
crazy?
Everything that she
That's
say
her sole
matters.
witness.
They got multiple wit like multiple
They
like
ain't got another Cassie. Hey, bro, they don't got another that was dead with him 15 years straight. They don't got that. That's a fact. She's dead. Her name is Kim Porter.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
they gonna go straight.
See what I mean? Like just told it all. Tell it on your
If
story.
they
Who they
had Kim
hired?
Porter, if they had Kim Porter, that might be a little different.
That's why he knocked Kim off.
Yeah, Kim, because he broke Kim nose. He done did a bunch of shit with, yeah, he Kim up.
Yeah.
Shit, I heard that
Imagine.
Cassie was involved with some abuse towards Kim.
No. Y'all gotta understand. I feel like if Cassie done, I don't know what the fuck going on with Cassie. I feel like either with some way Cassie probably getting threatened, or maybe she not some behind the line somewhere. Because even if you fucking read in Kim Porter's book, if that's really her book, Cassie supposed to have some type of evidence that will tie Diddy to the whole situation with Kim Porter's death. Allegedly, we gonna say. And that was told from many fucking sources. Allegedly. So I don't know. It's iffy. But one thing I do know, this nigga is not getting off. I don't know why they keep trying and trying to make like this nigga really finna get off. Well, he not. He ain't got no chance.
I don't know, but I know she was jealous of their relationship.
Hey, Cassie, I'm still calling not innocent. Cassie not innocent at all.
I don't think she innocent.
Cassie done helped organize.
I don't think
this
she
shit.
innocent.
She done told him.
She was paying all the prostitutes.
Yeah,
But we can't.
She was paying through him, you weirdo ass niggas, and y'all know that. Because y'all the same type of niggas that'll do that. I promise you. Any nigga that's gonna defend this man and then put the blame on a woman like it's her fault when y'all know what the fuck he was doing to her, the proof is there. It shows you the same type of fucking nigga, bro. And I don't care. That's the truth.
That too, because at the same time, yeah, he's the one that sent her. Like, you don't think he's clearly
Right.
he's an intelligent person. He's not gonna be the one
He
putting.
was the one setting up the whole fucking play while sitting in the fucking corner and watching him masturbate. That's not sick to y'all, or y'all niggas get down like that. Just say it if you do.
Money in prostitutes' hands. He's gonna have her do it because God forbid anything like this happen. You can't say Diddy made you do nothing. Diddy told you. He probably told her in the back room, punched her in her head, and told her, "Yeah, go pay this nigga. Tell him you want him to do this to you, and come back and rub that shit on my nipples." And she gotta go. She gotta go handle. She gotta go handle her scandal.
No, and he ain't tell her to go do that. He sat there and watched that shit too. That's fucking. Why y'all not speaking on that? See, they trying to cover up for this nigga.
She gotta execute the mission.
Oh,
I ain't know that. I ain't know that's what y'all dudes like to do.
But she
Hold the fuck up. Them niggas, all them niggas that you speaking to, yes. But a nigga like me, no. I don't partake in those situations.
Like
I ain't know that's what y'all be into.
Get the hell out of here. That's what they be into.
Them niggas probably into.
They got text messages.
He showed defended the nigga.
She want to freak off with no rules. Like she was wanting that shit, bro. Like
yeah,
listen,
like
I'm gonna tell you the
uncontrollable.
Truth, uncontrollable. But yeah, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Cassie understand right now. She doing all this giggling, reminiscing. She up there playing, laughing, like this ain't about nothing, bro. She over there having.
When did she laugh? One time. When she fucking crying in the courtroom? How the fuck was she laughing, bro? You Diddy bopping niggas, and he sound like a New York nigga. He sound like a nigga that's from New York. It be them New York niggas. I'm telling y'all. Be the ones. They love Diddy parties. They miss the motherfuckers. They be reminiscing.
And she got that new white boy now. They been having fucking bland sex. She should have met the dude, bro. She tired. She missed them freak offs. I'm telling you.
She a new freak off nigga.
Bro, you don't
but
have
one
freak
thing
off
you
for
gotta
15 years
give to
to go
her
back to regular
though.
sex.
This shit is fucking sickening. Do y'all hear this shit?
Bro, she was bored. She don't want a regular life. She missed being with Diddy. I'm telling you.
She
She
don't
was
want
mad
a
Diddy
regular life. She miss being with Diddy.
There's never no time I'm gonna miss no man
I
that
don't think
made
she
me
missed
suck
Diddy.
That fucking go ahead,
until
sis.
I had mouth sores.
She don't miss getting beat up, but she missed them freak offs, bro. You don't go from
That's
freak offs to
crazy.
just regular missionary and back shots. You don't do that.
But
That
she
shit
can go
over
to the
with.
freak offs without being with Diddy.
Y'all act like Diddy was the only one smashing Cassie. All these times these freak offs and shit occurred, she was smashing other men, not him, and he was sitting there fucking watching. Wait till y'all hear about the stories of Diddy. Look, Diddy is a what do they call that in the term? What's the top and then the bottom? He's a bati boy, bottom boy. Okay, he like niggas like TD Jakes. That's his type, I think. Saucy Santanos and motherfuckers like that. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if Diddy was hitting Biggie. Okay, that's just alleged though.
Like the other people that's there.
One thing I do give to her though is she ain't get on that stand line and adding sauce to nothing.
She gotta tell the truth. She gotta talk about what she was into too.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with a freak off. She has a hate.
Shut up, Gigi.
No,
Gigi, you done went to a couple freak offs, just freak nicks yourself. Shut up.
She said, "I don't think there's nothing wrong with a freak out."
What's wrong with that level?
You're nothing wrong. You gonna go up there and snitch? You gonna get on that stage and snitch?
I'm thinking shit, yeah, so that's the difference. My mouth is tied. So I ain't saying nothing about
Okay.
it.
I see them white boys in back of you. They both ran the train on you, huh?
But that is nothing I would never tell. But I
Okay.
did about $5,000 out of them, and they're from Italy. The doctors, very very good people. I want to show them around the city.
What the fuck?
Okay. Take them down Chinatown.
No,
She sound like a thought. What the fuck?
I found a Prince Landing and South Street. Let's culture them out. Listen to some black folks.
Okay. Take them to Ishka Bibbles.
What is that?
Ishka Bibbles?
The fuck?
Cheesesteak place. Right there on
And
South
murder.
Street. They did get a cheesesteak. But we went to Magliano.
Okay, I don't want to hear about no girl that's out here tricky. Okay, that's tricking on white dudes. Okay, we ain't coming for that. Okay, we coming for the source. Okay. Now Aunt Glizzy's claims Diddy hung Wale over a balcony over Cassie.
And that's how the story just went viral. Me and Shy seen it, but we ain't help him. We ain't help him at all. He had told us we was prepped by Wale. I was with Wale. I was with Shy, but we was going with Wale to a studio. But before we got there, prior to going to the studio, he had told us we better be around Cassie, and Diddy don't really like people around Cassie. Watch the way we look, watch what we say, just stuff like that. Long story short, somebody gave Diddy the drop on the studio that Wale was in there working with Cassie, and they walked in there in the studio and hung Wale ass off a balcony and jacked him up, pressed him out. And that's how the story just went viral. Me and Shy seen it, but we ain't help him. We ain't help him at all. He was higher than the rest, higher than the rest of them because I seen his Nike boots.
So what all happened? You know, Cassie was in the booth and Wale was in there with her or something?
It's like a studio and you can see through the studio. It's a
My name,
booth, but it's like a
Wale.
balcony connected to the studio. You can see the balcony and the studio, but we looking through the glass. They got the curtains. There's curtains back there, but the curtains we can see through the curtains. And we just, first of all, we know we went to the studio. We've been around Wale all day. We know what he got on. We see the balcony. We know we hear the do. That's what makes us run to the window to look through the curtains. So now we looking through. As we looking through, Wale feet, and all you see is feet and ankles. You don't see him. But when he come back out like an hour later. After they left, he came out an hour later after they left. Like he still was jacked up, sweating a little bit. I guess he tried to play it off and act like nothing happened. But we damn sure got up and looked once the boom, 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 boom. We knew what went on in there, but
Damn.
Cassie left out with them though. Like they left out. It was only Wale still back there and a couple other people. The engineer and like 2 of his people went back there and checked on him, but we ain't care. Shaq, like he was at the bathroom. He didn't know what the fuck was going on, but the whole time we seen it all.
I wonder how HoneyBook can help grow my business. I wonder.
How long did they have him hanging off the balcony?
I couldn't tell you a specific time how long they had him hanging off the balcony, but I'm gonna say about from the part. I don't know how long he was there before I got there. I'm gonna say 1 or 2 minutes after I seen. Like when I seen, it's already feet. It ain't like I seen the process. I didn't see Wale. I just feet. Like I know his shoes. Like I know that's him. I know the bottom of his jeans and his shoes. Like I just know that's him. But it's like they coming back up with him, and as they coming up with him, we just run off. And like we ain't run off, but we went and sat back like where we was at because we thought they was immediately coming right back out, but they didn't come right back out. They stood around for a couple minutes, then came back out. So we trying to make like we didn't know what was going on. Like big ass niggas better come on, we better get into it with them. Not for no while. Like, I wasn't. I didn't even care.
Puffy had like a big reputation for being like really jealous of Cassie at the time.
I don't know. I didn't know nothing. Bro, I didn't. First of all, when this sounds like a fake story, somebody tell you that, yeah, bro. Oh, we gotta be around Cassie and Puff Daddy walk in. Something just like prepping. Puff don't want nobody. You think about Puff Daddy? What the fuck is a nigga? I'm from the ghetto, bro. Nigga talking to me about Puff Daddy in the studio. I'm thinking I'm not even listening for real. Like I'm listening, but I ain't listening. Shit really happened though. Like it really happened. I'm like, oh, it makes sense now, but it is what it is.
Were you surprised? Like, yo, that's fuck. Diddy did this shit? Like Diddy gets down. Like I don't think people know, man. Like Diddy.
Only reason I wasn't surprised. Cause I done been around Shaq. Like we done been everywhere. We done been around all the rappers. Like I ain't starstruck or I don't really care. Like Diddy ain't on my top celebrities to see it. Like he cool, but I don't really care. Like that wouldn't be nice. The only person I'm gonna ever go crazy for is Nicki Minaj. That's it. One person. Other than that, I don't give a fuck those celebrities. I don't know. It's just something about Nicki.
Okay. What did Wale say like when he walked out?
Nothing. We was more so leaving the studio. He didn't walk out immediately. He walked out probably like an hour or something later. Like an hour, maybe 45. Like a long time after. Not a long time, but he didn't walk straight out. I guess he tried to play it off. Like he was back there still doing shit. We was in the studio. Mind we in the studio, so I don't know what he back there doing, but there's people back there talking to him and shit. We ain't even looking no more. We ain't paying no attention. He came out like an hour or something later, acting regular, but he couldn't act regular because his shirt still was jacked up. He had sweat on his head. It looked like he was in an altercation a little bit earlier.
He did get on there and deny it. He got online and denied it.
You said he got online and denied it?
Yeah.
I never heard him deny.
I think he tweeted about it.
I never heard him deny it.
Really? Okay, let me look.
He started talking in riddles. I never heard him deny it.
Wale's team says claim of Diddy hanging him from the balcony at Cassie's studio session is complete fabrication.
Wale team. His PR person tried to come up with a way to save face, but that ain't work. If something didn't happen to you, why is your team speaking for you?
Right.
All you gotta do is say false.
So yes, you're right. He never came out and said personally that it was a false story.
This story, more people know it though. It's not like I'm the only one was dead. You feel what I'm saying? It's not like me and Shaq was dead. It's other people that was dead that know this story. So it's like,
oh damn.
Who's to know one day they might come out and say something. Like it was other people there. Like I don't know the engineer. Like I don't know who he was, but he was there. I don't know who Wale people was at the time, but they was there.
Wale just say you got hands
try to
up,
jump
bro.
in and help or anything?
I don't think Wale be around them type of guys that be into that type of stuff. You thinking like Wale be around like white people, musicians, busboys and poets, politicians, fashion designers. I don't see no gangsters in nothing.
All right, well, this just came out, but Boosie shuts down Charleston White's comedy show in Baton Rouge. Just reported, and Charleston White is threatening to call the FBI on him. What's your thoughts on that?
First of all, Boosie's slogan is he ain't taking no money out nobody's mouth. So like, If this true, Boosie wasn't supposed to do that. Like, you don't take no money out nobody's pockets. Charleston White or not. First of all, Boosie, you real nigga. Like, what you even doing getting into it with Charleston White? You putting too much energy into it. But on the Charleston White side of things, Charleston White is crazy. But Charleston White is Charleston White. At least he got the balls to tell you he called the FBI. Like, at least he let you know what it is. Like, you know what's up with Charleston White once you get yourself into it with him. But I feel like Say Cheese need to get him and Butter a podcast.
Charleston White and Butter a podcast?
Yeah. The Tabasco Brothers. The podcast. Them niggas hot as shit. I think they need a podcast. That's gonna be the hottest in the streets, literally.
Charleston White and Butter is crazy.
Yeah.
That would be quite a show, man.
It'll melt the internet for sure, 100%.
100%. So you think so Boosie's wrong for taking money out of his pocket, man? Allegedly they're saying that Boosie threatened the guy, so the dude sent Charleston his money back.
I want to quickly talk to you about SimilarWeb.
Okay.
And how I've been
Enough of that shit.
to help along my
I
marketing
ain't talking about
specialist.
shit. Fuck all that. Okay, what else we got? Diddy and Cassie relationship exposed. Ooh, it's from a bodyguard? Oh shit. Okay. Hold on, let me go to Big Homie C and King Yeller though. Interview. Shout out to Capone. Cam Capone news.
When we seen his father having his soliloquy outside of the courtroom, he was preaching his disdain
This
toward
about
Jay-Z
Tory Lanez
and toward Rock Nation for the actions they took against Tory. He was up against it because the bodyguard on the case completely went AWOL. And I've been in situations like that working as a bodyguard where you own the scene, something crazy take place, and you come to your door in the morning, somebody got a bag of money for you, tell you don't come out the house for 2 weeks. A lot of things happened in that case. That was one of the things that happened in that case. Tory was up against it. Then you got a guy, he's like 5 tall, 130 pounds, going to that California prison system. I seen him in there claiming the gangster car with the Crips.
That's the Crip now.
So, he didn't immerse himself.
Was he AGC now?
He didn't immerse himself in the politics.
Hold on. So Tory Lanez is running gangster card?
They say he a gangster Crip now.
Yes, that's what he's running in prison right now.
And that's a target.
So he's immersed himself in the politics. At the end of the day, Tupac died being a gangbanger.
What gang?
He with the Mob Pirus. He died being a Mob Piru, and unfortunately for Tory Lanez, he's under that same scrutiny right now.
I never knew that about Pac. That's my favorite rapper. I didn't know about that.
Pac died being
looked up to him.
talked back. He died being a Mob Piru.
I mean,
history repeating itself.
Yeah,
history is repeating itself right now.
My thing is this: I'm from Chicago. I went on a yard on the West Coast. There's no way that I don't care, folks. GDs was this big on the West Coast.
But you made it clear though where you from, bro.
I'm
you
not
was in the
sucking.
field.
I'm not. What am I being a Crip or blood? Nigga, I'm a grown ass man.
He a Canadian, folks.
I'm not looking.
He's from Canada.
You gonna have to kill me. I'm standing on this shit. I'm like, man, morals and principles, nigga. I'm standing on this. What I look like coming?
King Yeller ain't going for that.
Nigga,
shit.
I'm outnumbered on every yard. Nigga, I been to prison in Las Vegas. Did 25 months. Stealing off, but that you don't mean that's niggas.
You was a gangster before you came.
Hell,
before you made a song,
lies.
You was a gangster, bro. Before you made one song, you was a gangster.
And
bro.
I'm standing on anything.
You was outside doing gangster shit.
On skeezy folk.
That Yeller that was on Ada.
Look, I'm trying to tell you.
Tory was never on Ada, folks. Don't do him like that.
They try to lox and folks me on the phone. Oh yeah, you GD, you on the phone with the Crips. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. How you gonna tell me who I'm on the phone with? All my friends on the West Coast bloods, and I'm gonna keep it gangster with you. So why am I on with them? I got Crip homies too, but my mama stay in Sacramento. So since 2000. So I've been around a bunch of bloods a long time. I think it's King Yeller just in Chicago. It was easy for me to come on the West Coast because I've been playing the West Coast since I was 10. I'm 35. Do your homework. You thinking I'm new to this shit. I'm not new to nothing. I'm not new to shit that's going on. You just think that because you think, oh, what you doing on the West Coast? Bitch, I've been on the West Coast probably before you was born. Because you got the YN
type shit. Yeah, the YNs think they invented everything.
How? You was born 4 years ago. 4 years.
A nigga was 17 told me he was a big homie. I said, damn.
Shut up.
So this guy right here, man, who
these niggas funny as hell. He said a nigga 17 told me he was a big homie. He said I would have smacked him.
is the alleged person who stabbed Tory Lanez. He has an extensive background.
That got life already.
2004, he's serving a life sentence with the possibility of parole for attempted murder, personal use of a dangerous or deadly weapon.
That possibility gone.
Bodily injury, harm, and second-degree murder. So
he knew he wasn't getting out, man. That's why he did that, man. That's what I'm telling you. Morals and principle. His morals and principle kill these bitch ass. That's his. I'm telling you, he got morals and principle. I'm standing on business.
So Cam, let me ask you a question. How easy is it for somebody like that guy? Man, this is for you too, bro. How easy is it for the word to come down for him to pull that play right there? How easy is how fast does this happen?
I mean, you know, it's kind of hard to tell, man, because I don't know what type of yard he was on. And
he on a level 4 in California.
Level 4 yard in the max?
That's max.
Every up there standing on business. They stood on business. He's standing on business.
I mean, if he was on a level 4 yard, I mean, people get sliced up really, you know, over nothing.
Now here go break down. Get sliced up every day. They're not going to make the news. It's Tory Lanez. This is somebody with a name. This is fame. This
that's
is
that's critical.
They ain't gonna say that was 2 blocks from him. Yesterday got stabbed or probably died.
They killed him.
Nobody know him.
They killed him.
If you talking about people you don't know, you're not finna make it. Ask me a question about a that died and don't nobody know about him. He ain't viral. This is what the world is going off of. Even in prison, even whatever. You got Blueface went viral walking in the yard because he has. People only care about people that got something going for themselves, for the name, something. You're a nobody, nobody cares about you. So that got killed 4 sales from Tory Lanez 3 days ago, you never hear about it.
They never heard about it.
You gotta Google it and figure it out.
His people don't even know.
But other than that, it's the world, the new world we live in. They care about what's going on, publicity, people. And it's not even a new world. This been going on. Oh, no. John Gotti, everybody wanted some type of fame. They was chasing shit with a name. People been going on. The Feds been chasing before they was chasing rappers. They was chasing the biggest drug dealers, the biggest killers. They've been chasing with names. The news report on shit with big names. Gang. They've been doing this.
Let them come.
They talking about clout chasing. They've been doing clout chasing. Why am I reporting something that got nothing to do with nothing?
He cooking.
What the fuck am I reporting on this shit for?
He cooking right now.
They not reporting on nothing. Oh man, this man selling 10 bricks. We chasing a Frank Lucas. Oh my God, look, he has $1 million mink on. They paying attention to with this money on that got something going.
Jeez.
You have nothing going. Nobody give a. You know how many dead right now? You don't even know he died.
Free Tory.
Nobody know this died. We got. You know how many niggas died?
They don't got no clue.
Nobody know that dead.
Don't even know he checked, bro.
Come on, man. That got a name though. He shot 4 before. He a killer. He got everything on for himself. They shit, like he a killer. The killer. They done killed the killer that killed all the other niggas. God damn, man. This and that. I'm telling you. And now y'all been playing for. I've been playing this shit on skis. I've been going viral since 2008. Before Chief Keef or anybody was around. Y'all be forgetting.
Well, see, that.
I was on Gangland for the GDs, folks. On phone them. Yellow Ben. Yeah. Young Yellow back then.
King Yellow. I'm next.
Post grad.
Whoa.
What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content like this coming soon. So hit.
Y'all better put some respect on King Yellow name. Fuck you talking about. Anyway, yeah. Back to the Diddy situation. I guess one of Diddy's old bodyguards speaking up. When was this?
Great content needs a great audience.
How old is
like
this
Stretch
kid, though?
Armstrong needs to be stretched. Yeah! Woo! Feel.
Shouts out to Capone. Cam Capone. That nigga be getting all the tea.
From like the morning that he woke up, he would give call time to the till it was time to go to bed.
Who
Oh, this
all
was a
did
day
Tata
ago.
spray with this? Was it just R. Kelly or was it other people?
Nah, it
too?
wasn't R. Kelly. It was just people that was, and he had a big entourage. So it wasn't actually R. Kelly. It was somebody from his entourage that was trying to get on the stage, but they got to get on the stage from the back. And Tata was just standing there, like I told you. Diddy was standing there. They was talking to Jay, and then Jay went back on the stage to perform. As he's performing, I guess R. Kelly felt like, yo, man, I got to get back on the stage and explain to people what happened. But Tata wasn't going for it because he don't got no idea what they coming back on the stage for. You know what I'm saying? They rolling deep. It had to be at least 30, 40, 50 of them. You know what I'm saying? And they was rolling deep.
Now this happens and, you know what I'm saying, this kind of solidifies you. You know what I'm saying? People get to see you in action. So you're able to now, they want to promote you. How is that? You know what I'm saying? You know, now you're being promoted. You know what I'm saying? Things are looking better for you. You know
It was a feeling like it was basically like something that you wait to happen. Even though you don't want nothing to happen, you say, yo, you want to prove yourself every day. So when this happened, it was like, yeah, this was what I was waiting for to happen. So I could prove basically that I'm loyal, basically that I got heart, basically that I'm ready to ride or die. Because when you got 30, 40 people and you go into action, it's just something that I was used to doing. It wasn't something that I really had to think about. It was something I was doing all my life. But it felt good to get that promotion because, like I said, coming home, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what tomorrow gonna bring. So that just gave a foundation for me to know that I'm getting a check every week, for me to know that I got health care, for me to know that everything gonna be all right.
Now, I'd kind of like to get into some of the most recent stuff going on with Diddy right now, man. So, you know, I think everybody knows Diddy has been indicted. You know, he's been arrested for racketeering, sex trafficking by force, transportation to engage in prostitution. They're calling it a commercial sex enterprise. You know, what is your first thoughts when you first heard these charges and learned that he was arrested?
I mean, this has been going on for a while. You know what I'm saying? This has been going on for a while, but like I've said plenty of times, you gotta dig deep into what these things mean before you say a person is innocent, before you say a person is guilty. You know what I'm saying? You gotta really know what they talk about. When you hear sex trafficking and stuff, you automatically say, yo, it's bullshit. You automatically say it's innocent until you actually read what they call in sex trafficking. What they call in sex trafficking and what they call in these things, at first, you say, yo, this is stuff that people do every day. You know what I'm saying? If you holler at a girl out the country and you bring her back here, which some people don't have the money to do it, but if you're a rich person with your own jet and everything else, that's like nothing to you. So at first I basically was like, okay, that part of it is bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But like everybody else, it's so many people, man. And like I tell people, man, I haven't been around Puff since 2012. So I could speak on the way that we was handling stuff. I could speak on the way security was when we was there. I could speak on what we allowed and what we didn't allow. But we talk about a whole nother 12 years when I'm not around and I don't know how loose things could have got. You know what I'm saying? So I was shocked. Like, yo, for real? Like, for real? But I also know that there's other things that play a part in that. And I just don't know how bad those other things got compared to what they was when I was there. You know what I'm saying? When people get high, you can't say what they do and what they not do. You know what I'm saying? What they can control or how high they getting now or what's some of the new things that got introduced in their life ever since you left. So I'll just sit there in awe, man, like everybody else.
Right, because I do believe I heard you say that, you know, as your time hanging with him, things got worse. The progression, the drug use, and everything. kind of got worse.
Yeah, it definitely got worse, man. And it's like when you get to a certain age, you know what I'm saying? Like when you hit your 40s, you thinking things are gonna slow down. You thinking like, okay, yeah, I'm with the right person because he in his 40s now, it's gonna slow down. So
Yeah.
instead of it slowing down, you got to remember his kids hit 21 now. Justin hit 21 now. Christian is up and coming. You know what I'm saying? Quincy. So now these are things that kind of give the average man a second life. You know what I'm saying? You know, if your son is 21, 22, and you 41, 42, you kind of could be like, okay, I've been waiting to hang out with my sons. I've been waiting to go to the clubs. But you got to do that a certain way. You can't do it and show them some of the negative things with the industry. You know what I'm saying? And I
He
kind of
showed
think
his
it went
kid
backwards to him
everything.
because instead of us coming in at a regular time, we started hanging out even later. We started, you know, being around people that was getting high and doing different things. So to me it got worse. You know what I'm saying? To a person who's a groupie or a person who loved doing that type of shit, then to them it got better. But to me it got worse. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm looking at the individual. I'm looking at the person I was around when I first started working.
Monday CRM has the best AI features in the game.
Especially in sales.
Hands
My
down.
bad,
So
y'all.
for me, email composition works like magic. You know me, I'm not a great writer, but AI helps me keep it super professional.
Compared to the person that he is when I'm getting ready to leave. And at that time, I didn't know I was getting ready to leave. So I'm looking at instead of us progressing, we regressing. You know what I'm saying? It was a couple of times that I went with him to rehab. You know what I'm saying? A couple of times that I know he went to rehab. So I know that he's trying to get better. But being around these type of people, I'm looking and I'm like, damn, he ain't getting no better. You know what I'm saying? It's like a person crawling. When a baby crawls, then they walk and then they run. Instead of him going backwards, he was, man, man, the abuse was crazy.
How many times would you say he tried to get better and go to rehab? And how do you keep that out of the media?
Well, when you got money like that, it's institutions whose job is not to report it because then they know that they're not gonna make money. You know what I'm saying? So they got a lot of places that you can go to that these celebrities go to. Same way the celebrities go to the hospitals when they overdose. You know what I'm saying? Or when the stuff is getting bad and they have connections to the hospital, say, yo, we getting ready to come in through the back. Yo, we getting ready such and such.
Yep.
And they actually
Talk
lay
about
out
it,
the
bro.
red carpet for your people to come through the back for you to get upstairs and you never know nothing of it.
Yep.
So there's a lot of places that you could go to for rehab and it never hits the media.
Okay. Now, his lawyer recently did an interview with TMZ. And he says he thinks Diddy is going to take the stand in his own defense. What's your thoughts on that?
If he do that, he fucked.
Well, you know, they always tell you don't take the stand. They always tell you don't take the stand because you open the door for the prosecution to not only talk about that case, but to bring up a whole lot of things that you might have been involved with. So, but when you feel that you're innocent deep down inside, you feel like can't nobody explain your story like you can explain your story. Can't nobody fight for your freedom like you could fight for your freedom. So in a thought like that, I think it's the lawyer's job to definitely say that. But I really don't have no, I would just say cross your T's and dot your I's. If he's ready for the questions that they're gonna ask, if he got his attitude in control and don't mind them asking those questions, and he knows what's on the line, I would say take the stand. Now, if you know that you got a lot of shit that it's gonna be talked about that you're not ready to talk about, I think you need to pass that up and don't let your ego get the best of you. And we all know he got a big ego.
That's kind of what I was thinking too. That like this sounds like his ego is kind of like I can get out of this. but I don't know, man.
You got to think about it, man. Whenever I think about Diddy, I think about John Gotti and that famous newspaper clipping that said untouchable. You know what I'm saying? I've never had the money or the experiences that he had to ever feel untouchable, but I know that everybody that I know that beat 2 or 3 cases and everything else like that, they got that I'm untouchable syndrome.
Yep, that's what they think.
And when you have that syndrome, that's when you go down because the powers that be feel like you think that you God. You think that you untouchable. And they go out their way to show you that you're not. You know what I'm saying? So you got to remember, he beat the city college stuff. He beat the gun charge. There's been accusations about him all his life that he been beaten. So I think that he thought that this was the same thing, that this was going to blow over. And because he got money, that it could get over it. But I think he's waking up to realize that this shit is for real.
Yeah, he's having trouble even bailing out. They're not gonna let him bail out.
Nope.
He
cooked.
He's stuck, man. Well, they say they
Cooked
placed
like
him on
Chuck.
suicide watch. Knowing Diddy, how do you think he's handling it being trapped in a cage, going from like top of the world billionaire to now he is stuck in a cage?
Well, he's off a suicide watch now. The suicide watch that he had was just something that they give the celebrities when they first come in. And they going under so much scrutiny and, like you said, being stuck in a cage. So he's off of that now.
No shit, Jaguar right. She done went to the Diddy trial.
When it comes to getting to market in a
Jaguar
more quick
right,
manner,
done popped
popular
up.
pace helps us move quickly and efficiently. As we all know,
I'm not surprised at anything that Cassie is saying right now. What I do find interesting is that everyone is acting so surprised. What will I say about what he said? I think he's telling the absolute truth.
Real life.
Oh, for real? Who playing? Man, we here to see the Jaguar.
That's not the real life reproductions.
And not just that, I was there as a reporter myself, as a journalist myself. I needed to be there to document that first day. It's one of the most important parts of my journey for cruelty free. But I wanted to be there and make prayer before everybody got there. And just reach out to the prosecutor as they came up and let them know. You have platforms that are backing you. We're praying for your success. And that moment with her was awesome. I prayed for her. I prayed for her safety. She told me that she does the same for me. And I asked her, the most important question there was to ask, are you ready? And she looked me in my face. Like I called her on a bluff and she said, we're ready. Wow. It was all very surreal.
Yeah, it's man, it's very surreal. How was I know you say that there are other YouTubers out there. It seems like it's a little chaotic outside the courthouse. How was it being there firsthand with the
not as chaotic as people would think, or as people are leading people to believe. When I pulled up, I didn't see no tents.
Let nobody give a fuck about no damn Diddy.
Selling tickets.
Niggas do not care.
In a tent. I didn't see none of that. I was there before everyone got there. I was on those court steps filming at 6 a.m. in the morning. And I was there when everybody got there. I was there before the press corps. It's not what people are saying. Oddly enough, the lead on my security detail also said to me, it was a lot easier than he thought it was going to be. He thought it was going to be a lot worse. He only had to, push off about 2-3 people off of me. He had to take one guy, spin him around, interrupting me while I was having to sit down with the BBC. Very funny. After I, actually that happened right after I declined to give a statement to TMZ twice. I thought that was interesting. They was on me. From the second they saw me.
Why not speak to TMZ?
Why would I?
Thank you. You're right.
Why would I speak to people who allow lying platforms on YouTube, which copies over to Google, to tell lies about me and Tony Busby and print it as if it were real, when it came from a duplicitous YouTuber who should be in a mental hospital or in jail? Why would I want to speak to them? When I called them and told them that they needed to retract it, they hung up on me and tried to pretend like they didn't know that they had just called me. If they really wanted to talk to me, why didn't they talk to me then?
Mighty strange.
Or when they decided to run with the story about the lawsuit, the Ashley Parham lawsuit. You know, I find it funny. TMZ tried to pretend like I didn't exist for 4.5 years. And now
They was hiding
know
that
me?
shit. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Keep that same energy.
Keep that same fucking energy. That's
Keep
what
that
Jack.
same energy.
Tell they ass. Fake ass.
I just wish they had
You know they Kim Kardashian
to
bought this
steal an
too.
interview while I was interviewing
They
with
ride for
someone
the
else
Kardashians.
and to disrupt a credible interview that I was doing with the BBC. So much so to the point, and we'll say allegedly, but I do believe I saw him with someone from the TMZ crew earlier that day when everyone pulled up, when I was there before everyone else. You wouldn't leave me alone. Every time I told TMZ no, he kept coming.
Damn. Exposed.
So much so to the point where my security guard, 6'7" tall, and no joke, had to literally spin him and grab him.
I often joke that I'm retired, but in reality, it's just that I get to live my
Yeah,
dream
they don't
of
like
being
Jack.
a full-time
They don't like it
teacher.
when
And
you
that's
tell the
because of
truth,
my
man. I'm trying to tell you. Let's get to the nitty gritty. I want to know what Jack was talking about.
They would have found ties to Mr. Carter. They would have found ties to Harvey Weinstein.
Hold on.
These are relationships. To sit there and say that this is a relationship while he was consistently betting men and women the entire time he was with them.
The entire time.
That's not a relationship.
Nope.
It's a jump off with benefits at best. These are relationships. Meanwhile, he's doing all of these things with the girl Gina, Cassie.
Gina is 50 Cent ex-baby.
The only one that ain't tripping about it is Young Miami. And is it time to put Young Miami on a milk carton?
Right.
She was so vocal about how Diddy could make sure that a woman was down on her knees eating her cat.
Oh, shit.
What kind of relationship is that?
Damn. That post she made. I remember that.
These are relationships.
Yeah, right.
And when you look at all of the money that is involved, it definitely just ain't for fun. People transporting illegal substances, dyed in food coloring. What part of the game is that? Why is everybody so afraid to look at the fact that what they're really trying to do is stop this RICO from kicking off?
That's what they're trying to do. Right.
Because see, that's the one thing we all really need to be talking about. Diddy's handled up on. But if they had done a better investigation in the R. Kelly case, they would have found ties to Diddy. They would have found ties to Mr. Carter. They would have found ties to Harvey Weinstein. They would have found ties to Jeffrey Epstein. They could have handled all of this years ago. But see, they chose the acceptable monster so that everyone else could keep playing. While everyone is sitting here looking at the trial, listening to all of these terrible things that I've been telling people have been happening for years. Why are we not looking at the people that are trying to get away? See, everybody's trying to stop this RICO from happening. And I'm telling y'all right now, this is the remix that's going to be a hit.
Mm-hmm.
Rico Suave for everybody, baby.
Everybody working
that's
for
why
Diddy too.
I'm there. Because I want to
A
make
lot
sure.
of people on payroll for that man right now. They are trying to cover his ass. Even some of your favorite YouTubers. You might have just seen them recently just switch out of the blue. You don't know why the fuck they switched. But I'm telling you why they switched, because they went to payroll and somebody came and paid them a visit, probably 9 times out of 10. Facts.
So don't nobody miss nothing.
Jack, who do you think is all going to be in the RICO?
Who do I think is going to be in it?
Yeah.
How about we say it like this? Since people like putting me in lawsuits fraudulently and everyone wants to sue me, let's be a little careful with that. I'm going to tell you who I think should be in it. Sean Carter. Curtis Periwinkle Jackson. I'm about sick of him. Did you see that crap that he put up last night?
What did he put up?
Finger in the Jigga Man for helping Diddy boom boom Kid Cudi's car. That's interesting, isn't it?
Oh, damn.
Funny thing is he's always saying little slick stuff. And don't nobody ever figure he needs to be subpoenaed for any of it. If we go back and we think about things that he said before Cassie filed the lawsuit, right before Cassie filed the lawsuit, he was talking about how Diddy used to send videos of Cassie getting partied on, getting freaked off on. And he said he called him and he said, hey, have you seen this? I thought this was your girl. I thought you loved it. Oh yeah, she loves it. She loves it. Whoop-de-whoop-de-woo, yada, yada, yada. That was evidence of a freak-off that he had footage of. Why was that not subpoenaed? And if he knows so much, why isn't he a material witness?
Good question.
I don't get it. Everybody's so interested in hauling me off the court to force me on the stand to do this and to do that. But this man is sitting over here, he's been dry snitching for almost 2 years straight.
For years.
And he's not a witness? Why not? If you have knowledge.
I've recently come to learn that a lot of founders and marketers don't quite know how to look up the competitors' marketing strategies.
That the Jigga Man helped the diddler boom boom Kid Cudi's car because he didn't want his property messed with, which was Cassie. Why ain't nobody asking him to come testify about it? Why is he not being called in? Like all of this, I'm gonna sit on Instagram and I'm gonna just shoot a shot and I'm gonna do this and then I'm gonna sit back and watch. And yet, please. This is serious. People have been hurt. People have been destroyed. Now you just want to be the lineup king, Curtis, huh? How about we line you up everything you did with Soulja Boy? Who is that being used as a dog whistle against DDG? All of this is getting real suspicious.
Interesting.
Real suspicious.
Come on.
Tory Lanez getting poked up. And now, all of a sudden, I'm sorry, did I have some things to say about the Tory?
Yeah, we're gonna circle back to Tory.
Oh.
But I do want to ask you, for Cassie to take the stand, and mind you, there's no cameras in court. For Cassie going up there pregnant, almost due, for the optics of that, how do you feel? Just you personally,
the optics of hearing about freak offs, hearing about these things that happened, years ago, and seeing her there because her husband is there too, and I believe he stormed off as well because she has children and now she's pregnant. The optic of seeing her up there,
being treated like a sex worker.
Yeah.
Being disrespected. All of the things, God bless Alex Fine. God bless Mr. Fine. Nobody has really thought about what this must be like for him. The second that him and Cassie pulled up in New York, they already had YouTubers, like ex-bad boy cheerleaders, who still bragging about being loyal to the dip.
Armand Wiggins.
Calling her a whore. Telling people not to care about her baby. He said
Charlamagne the God
was a whore. And he compared her like, and y'all better not be affected by that baby bump. Whores have babies too. Who says that?
Wow.
That's sick.
Talking about he knows where her family is from. He's from New London, Connecticut.
That nigga with the 4 eyes, what's his name? AT2, his ass, one of the Diddy Bopper too. All them YouTubers.
And everyone wants to keep barreling down on Ryan Leslie. It's funny. I've talked about the whole Ryan Leslie connection. Ryan loved Cassie, bragged about her. Cassie just testified. She has tattoos on her body from Ryan Leslie. But nobody ever talks about how that relationship ended and how her relationship with Diddy began.
Hold on, y'all. I gotta go to Tissa Tales because
Ryan was blowing up.
Hold on. Tissa is telling it all. What's going on? We can come back to you, Jaguar. Really, I'm finna get off this motherfucker. I can't be on this one for too long. I've been on this one for almost 2 hours, y'all. Okay, I'll do this for y'all. Okay, for the motherfuckers that are always thinking this for the people that think that Diddy is guilty. They want to see that man behind bars where he belong. He know what he did. We know what he did.
Don't upload your videos.
Ain't no Diddy boppers over here. None of that.
We stream it to YouTube and.
Oh shit! Did I skip it?
Great content needs a great audience, like your boss needs
Well, how I go
validation.
from Tissa Tales to this? Okay, y'all, 1 second.
Are live.
Wait, what's going?
With his publicist. It's important to know none of the kids were there. I'm glad the publicist actually finally started listening and said, wait a second, this is a bad look. When
What the fuck?
you are talking about incredibly freaky, deaky, just not PG or family stuff, when we're talking about incredible violence, sitting there with your family, even your adult boys, who still look like they're in their early 20s, looking stone-faced, kind of makes it seem like, I don't know, it's a family of degenerates. None of the kids were there. I think that was a very, very good look. Diddy's publicist was there, looking super beautiful. And a dress that actually matched Diddy. It makes me wonder, are they color coordinating? Diddy, the seating chart, he was sitting next to Brian Steele, that is his buku, Mark Garagos, but then when Teeny came, Teeny was the one that actually went. Teeny was the one that actually sat by him. Okay, so we all have that, right? Diddy seemed worried coming in, but as Don's testimony unfolded, he got a little. We're about to get into the testimony, but let me just say this, when it comes to legal, law is not win or decided with one testimony unless there's a smoking gun, right? It's a house and you build it brick by brick. Everybody's testimony builds to make a story, a web so strong that there is no way that you can escape, okay? So keep in mind when one person has a bad day of testimony, unless that testimony bad is Diddy, because he is the main person, one testimony will not make or break. Keep in mind we are on day 6. This is expected to go all the way to July 4th. Some people even say that's going to go to July 18th. Keep in mind that Diddy's team has 2 weeks to come onto their defense. Now, a couple of interesting things that happened. We know some of the people that is going to be testifying. Okay, they name dropped Capricorn Clark. They name dropped in somebody named Mia. Of course, that is an alias. We have a bunch more people. It is shaping up who is going to be on Diddy's side and who is not. Now, listen, they didn't say that Diddy's head of security, or at that time head of security, D-Rock, would actually be named as a co-conspirator. However, his name came up a lot. Diddy's team brought it up a lot. It seemed like Diddy's team was kind of be like, oh my God, D-Rock didn't do anything. But also low-key, whenever they said somebody's name, there was an instant when they were
D-Rock is his right-hand man. Ain't the man to do all his dirty work or legacy?
like, who else was there? And Dawn was like, security? Who was security? Roger Bonds. And
this happened today, by the way.
So they asked to enter in the pictures of D-Rock in
Shouts
the
out to
evidence.
Tissa Tales. Tissa Tales been telling on Diddy for how long?
The screen. And they were like, do you know who's on the screen? And she was like, that's D-Rock, right? The funny thing is, D-Rock's tip picture, he looked like America's Most Wanted. He looked like just untrustworthy. They picked the worst picture they could pick to make him look shifty as all get out. Then they were like, do you recognize who that person is? And she's like, yeah, that's Roger Bonds. Roger Bonds' picture was sitting there with $1 million Hollywood smile. He looked so wholesome, so happy. He had a face a mother would love and trust. I said, you know what? The prosecution is kin, and I'm here for it. Baby, everybody knows that. Everybody knows that when you get into, yeah, like the 60s flip, got the curl going, right? Everybody knows, shout out to the half wig. Everybody knows that when you, listen, law is nothing but theater. And if you don't know how to run theater, then baby, you shouldn't be in law, okay? And the prosecution, they was keying with putting up a picture of D-Rock looking like a certified dirtbag and Roger Bonds looking like a choir boy, right? Anyway, Summer Party 1999 says, brains, beauty, tenacity, you got it all. Keep going with the good work, Miss Tisa. You were my go-to for this trial. Thank you so much. Lisa McClung said, I became a member this morning. Thank you, Lisa. I love you, Tisa. I love you too, Lisa. You are definitely a true teller. I know Epsom salt is great, but I've always been a cowgirl girl. I've been doing the Epsom salt just to make sure. And you guys, I really want to give a shout out to everybody that has been helping me fund this trip. Everything I am paying out of my pocket is a love story to you guys. Everything from security to accommodation to defense. So I really enjoy you guys, and thank you for helping me last week to actually extend my trip. We're gonna go all found out who would be the conspirators, some of them, and who would actually be the witnesses. Harvey Pierre, I believe, is definitely going to be named as a co-conspirator. His name came up over and over and over. Now, there's a chance Mr. Pierre is testifying against Diddy, but I doubt that very much. But you never know. Let's see, right? We also got, hold on, y'all. We also got, there is Miss Morgan. That might be Capricorn Clark. There is Kid Cudi's name came up. Mr. James's name came up. Who else? Capricorn Clark, Roger Bonds, James Diamond. James. Of course, Dawn, she was testifying. Again, Harvey Pierre is going to be a co-conspirator. Right? To overcome hearsay because specific threats made to Dawn with violence. There was also David James. I think that was actually James, okay? It was USA Attorney Slonick that was doing the questions. I thought she did an amazing job. Who else did they talk? They talked about the chef. The chef, I believe, is Chef Robles. It looks like she is going to be testifying against Diddy, of course.
Oh shit! So
listen,
you got
the defense tried to get a lot.
So you got Diddy chef testifying.
Out of this county barred. However, they did get a lot of testimony actually taken in. You know. Listen, everybody hit the like button. You know I'm trying to grow. Please, the encouragement means so much. All right, let's get into this. Now, listen, some people say that Dawn was useless. Let's get into it because I don't think so. Honeybee said, God bless
No,
you for
Dawn
all
knew
that you
some
do.
shit.
Excellent reporting. Now, listen, let me be clear. Dawn seemed like at first that she was actually changing her story. Malika Garrett, thank you so much for the super chat. Where are my bumblebees at? I'm sitting by the garage. The other day when we were here, there were giant, cute little chubby, furry bumblebees flying around. I said, ooh, good luck. Anyway, right? I was stalking a bumblebee on my live. Cousin Pam said the fit is fitting and the hair is giving. That girl, love it. Oh, thank you. Okay, so listen. We need to say this before we get into Dawn's testimony because I'm always going to be hard. Was it the strongest? No. Okay? Because, Miss Westmoreland, that is the black woman on Diddy's team. She is very, very excellent, okay? She did a great job. I see why Brian Still and her work closely together. Her, Xavier, and Brian Still are on the MF money, right? They are a problem that the prosecution needs to get on their thing. The rest of Diddy's team, okay, whatever, right? But I definitely think that they are a problem. So, where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Oh, thank you, Mama. So where are we at with this? Okay, let's get into Dawn's testimony, right? Okay. So first of all, the U.S. attorney starts off and they talk about what Dawn with the egg skillet and Diddy calling us back. She says, "Can you take us through that again?" Okay, Crystal Cove, thank you so much for the super chat, right? Choke her, I saw him drag her. Now, pay attention to this testimony, right? Y'all know I'm going to give the dramatic reinterpretation. I'm trying to get a good angle. I'm like sitting in the sun. I'm trying to give the dramatic reinterpretation, but honestly, y'all, like, I think a lot of people will say this wasn't good. I didn't see it like that. I saw this as the prosecution prepping all the witnesses to be completely honest, whether it's good, bad, or ugly. No need to play to the crowd. No need to put 20 on 10. Tell them what you felt and try. I thought that Cassie and Dawn were very, very truthful. And let me just listen to this, right? But again, she got tripped up with Miss Westmoreland, and there were some parts that I was like, ooh, there were some parts where I was like, ooh, I fear Miss Westmoreland just ate Dawn all the way up, okay? We got to call a spade, all right? She said, why did Cassie get hit? And she said, why? Anytime she spoke up, she said Kathy was super, super soft-spoken. It was random. If she wanted to perform, if she had an opinion, if she opened her mouth, Diddy would be like, pop, 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 right? Pop, 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 pop. Anyway, right? Cassie was very quiet and soft-spoken. She said that they were like, well, how come you didn't stick up for her? This is prosecution still questioning Don. She was like, yo, I felt like if I spoke up, if this is the way he treated his girl that he was supposed to love, what was he going to do to me? Someone that he didn't know he was giving an opportunity. And to be honest with you, I needed that dirty money stuff, right? She said, who was present when she was beaten? She said, Capricorn Clark, Harvey Pierre, and Mia. I have it on good authority that Capricorn Clark is testifying for the prosecution. Harvey Pierre, we don't know yet. He might have flipped, but it sounds like he was actually testifying. And then, of course, you got Mia, right? Mia testifying for the prosecution. Okay. Those are the people that witnessed this. They said Mia and Capricorn were Diddy's assistants and the head of Brownwork. It makes me think, is Mia KK? Because how many other assistants did this man have? Was that KK? Jay also said D-Rock and bonds for security. Again, that's where the prosecution started keying, and they put up a dirtbag picture of D-Rock. The government was keying, all this other stuff. Putting up a picture of Roger Bonds looking so wholesome and happy. I said, okay, I see what you guys are going. They said that what would happen when Diddy hit Cassie. They said nobody would do anything. Security wouldn't even respond. They said, where did she hit her? I saw him hit her in the face, the lips, the eyes, the knees, right? Did Cassie use clothing and glasses to cover up? They said at the festival to announce Dirty Money, there was a particularly horrifying scene. They were getting ready in Diddy's New York City apartment, right? And Cassie and Diddy were arguing in the hallway right outside of, Y'all see the federal building? Were arguing in the hallway right outside of the bathroom where Kalina and Dawn were doing their makeup, okay? They said, Dawn said she saw Diddy punch Cassie in the face with a closed fist. Cassie went into the bathroom. I guess the door was open. Cassie went into the bathroom crying, and she was just looking for some way to, like, make sense of it, okay? Listen. Dawn said she saw Cassie's eyes swelling. Cassie literally started going to work doing makeup to hide. She said she wore sunglasses, right? She said she remained by Cassie's side after the beating, right? There was a picture that the prosecution put up when Cassie was wearing sunglasses, Dawn was wearing sunglasses, and Kalina were wearing sunglasses, and none of them took the sunglasses off because they said they did that in solidarity with Cassie, okay? She also said there was a 2010 incident. Antonia, thank you so much. You said thank you for all you do. I love your commentary. Thank you, Antonia. There was a 2010 incident in a West Hollywood restaurant. They said Diddy punched Cassie in the stomach. There were people from Bad Boy label. There were celebrities. Diddy punched Cassie in the stomach. They were like, who was there that worked for Diddy? And Dawn was like, because the prosecution only asked her, and this is important to remember, who was there that worked for Diddy? Victoria Anderson, thank you so much for the super chat. Dawn said HP, right? Harvey Pierre, Capricorn Clark, Mia, Roger Bonds, and also somebody called Glenn Harper, right? They showed a picture of Harvey Pierre. They put up a picture of him looking sinister in his suit, looking like Lex Luthor. I said the prosecution is king. They said Harvey Pierre answered to Diddy. He did nothing about intervening, but Harvey Pierre got in the car to head, so they all got in the car, the little Sprinter bus, to head back to the LA house. Kimberly Coins, thank you so much for the super chat. They were arguing. D-Rock was driving, Diddy was sitting next to Cassie, Dawn and Kalina were sitting in the last seat, right? Romel P, thank you so much for the super chat. She said out the blue, Diddy literally grabbed Cassie by the neck and slapped her. Slapped her mouth and told her to shut the F up. And everybody went quiet for the rest of the trip, all right? Now, she said Cassie had big dreams. She wanted to make an album. She wanted to be a superstar. Diddy didn't like when they talked to Cassie about anything. Diddy didn't like when they talked to Cassie about the album. Nicola, thank you so much for the super chat. Daniela Johnson, you said thanks for what you do. Thank you so much. You guys, thank you so much for all the funding. Okay, so what else happened? Diddy would be calm. Sometimes Diddy would be calm. Sometimes he would be angry, volatile. It really didn't matter whether he was calm or volatile. One thing for certain was he was.
Hold up real quick, because I want to do my AI thing real quick. Man, oh man. Here we go, y'all. This brings us to part 3. Day 3 of Daddy speaking out. So much shit going on. And yes, I'm going to be live. Y'all might get the AI version of me, but you still going to get the real version of me. I just like doing this shit because I can rub it in other motherfuckers that think they know everything. It's the Mass TV. Hit that like, comment, subscribe, whether on whatever platform you are, whether it's Twitch, whether it's Rumble, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Facebook, whether it's whatever. Okay, I appreciate y'all for stopping by. I fucks with you 100%. You feel me? Now we finna go live, okay, in a little bit. And when we do, likes up, let me get my followers up. Follow me on all platforms as you can, okay? Because it's finna get serious. Now, fuck they talking about, okay? I could do this AI shit too if I wanted to. I just don't want to do it, okay? It's like, I don't know, y'all never acted before, so it's like doing a green screen thing, It's like talking to a green screen almost. It's like, I don't know. It ain't it. You get what I'm saying? But anyway, let's continue with Tissa Tales, because she's telling it all. Okay. The Don testimony. Don Nunel.
And Cassie out the blue in front of everybody, and everybody would just act like it didn't happen. They said when that happened, Cassie just looked out the window sad for the rest of the thing. So Tory Lanez, thank you so much for the super chat. Listen. Now, Kalina did say whenever she got Cassie alone, she would tell Cassie, yo, you should you are a victim. You should 100% leave, right? Diddy was made aware of the discussion because Cassie Ventura would tell Diddy, yo, they told me to leave you, right? Diddy went up to her and said, yo, you better stay the MF out of my relationship. You're here to work. Listen, and he also, Harvey Pierre and Diddy both said, if y'all keep going at this trying to make Cassie leave me, things are going to get very dark and sinister for you, right? And that they would pay for it. The consequences for not staying in line. Listen. Anyway, they said Harvey Pierre would speak to her and say, this is going to get dark and lonely for you if you don't start listening to Diddy and leave Cassie alone. But she said she couldn't because what she saw and witnessed was beyond brutal. Now, I'm just telling you, this is what dawned with the prosecution. We are about to get to the defense where Miss Westmoreland did her thing. But I think that the prosecution came back and did a good job of explaining everything all over again. Abjit Bunder, thank you so much for the super chat. And also, Ashley Poole, 3161. Thank you so much for the super chat. Okay, so listen. Listen. She said that she saw Diddy with drugs in the studio. Hold your power. Thank you so much for the super chat. She said she saw Diddy drugs in the studio with a little LB pouch. What was in there? She said that he had a dealer that would bring him drugs, Plan B, birth control, E, Molly. Diddy had a certified CVS, a Walgreens literally bought to him Plan B and drugs and birth control. Now, why does that tie in? Why is that Plan B so important? Because remember when he said, right? Remember when everybody said that Cassie, Diddy didn't want her to use protection when she was with the sex workers. And remember how the government is asserting that Diddy had, somebody said, is Gene Deal here? Will you be interviewing him? If I see Big Unk, I will be interviewing him, right? Owen W., welcome to the Tattletale. And Pretty Brown Round One said, great job, team. Love watching you. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much. So anyway, listen. This feeds into my mind because there's a thing. A lot of people are looking at this perspective like, ooh, tea, this and that. And don't get me wrong, there is tea. That's why I'm in the middle of a break on this. But on the other hand, you got to think about it. This goes into the point of Diddy having complete control over Cassie. Think about it. Why would you have your drug dealer bring Plan B and birth control? Okay? It's like a verifiable CVS. Like she said, Cassie is a grown woman. Cassie made grown woman decisions. If you're making grown woman decisions, then why does Diddy have his drug dealer bringing E, Molly, ketamine, but Plan B and birth control? That's to make sure that Cassie took her birth control. Diddy didn't want to rely on Cassie. He wanted somebody to give it to her and administer to it. The Plan B, Diddy liked for sex workers to blank inside of Cassie. Why? Because Cassie, according to people, I think Cassie said it, Diddy liked for the sticky stuff to be spread over his nipples whenever he took Cassie. Oh no, according to the sex worker, whenever he took Cassie in the room alone, he liked for it to be spread on his bosom, if you will. Do you see how this is all tying together? You see what I'm saying? And I get it. But when I remember I said it's a house, not like it's a brick by brick is how you build justice. All these little details are leading credence to past testimony. Why, if Cassie was the grown woman that completed anatomy, were you in charge of making her take Plan B whenever you wanted? Were you in charge of making her take birth control? What Cassie didn't even have, as a grown woman, like the defense said, complete autonomy even over her body. BB said, as a DV,
go out too much because it's going to expose a lot of other people, the pharmaceutical companies, all type of shit. Like Diddy is attached to some well-known people. I'm just saying. Well, if this nigga can take a whole fucking hotel if he want to, and fucking just deck it out and you know what? Didn't they say Martin Luther King was doing? Oh, let me not go there because I'm having a whole bunch of black folks mad at me now. But we know what these parties is what you call them. Originated for, because it's all originated from somebody or somewhere. Okay.
a survivor, your work has been healing to my soul. BB, thank you so much. Sending healing energy to you for subject, right? So, what else happened, right? They said this person that supplied Diddy traveled everywhere, right? Both domestic and international. It was in an LV little happy sack. Diddy never changed his way. Let's not forget, Brandon was taken with like a little happy sack, probably LV too. They said that Diddy offered drugs to Dana DeCane. I'm not Dana Kane, to Dawn, Kalina, and Cassie Couture. Dawn said I took drugs. I mean, I smoked a little weed, but I didn't take drugs, okay? The defense was like, on the cross was like, you never took drugs? Dawn was like, I mean, I pretended to sometimes, but I really never took them. And I said, shout out to me, I'm drug free too, baby. I know how that is. Everybody partying, and you're like, yeah, I'll see you guys, right? They said Dawn only saw, she said that she saw a gun with Diddy in the studio. Now, multiple people have said that Diddy stayed with that hammer on them. On top of that, please let us remember, and this is the most shocking thing, they found how many choppers in Diddy's LA home when they raided it with the serial numbers filed off in the closet. Like, get out of here, right? She said Diddy kept his gun in his lower waist bag. D-Rock and Roger Bonds also kept them hammers in their lower back. She said it was a fearful environment until 2000, until they left. She said that she was a singer. Diddy would always reach out to her only when she was doing good. And first he would try to FaceTime her. She wouldn't answer. He would keep having more and more. Honeybee Varys, thank you so much for the super chat. Diddy would keep having more and more and more reach out to her until she finally answered, right? She said because she knew the way Diddy rolled, she was always pleasant and kind to Diddy. They said that when she left, Diddy and Harvey Pierre said, you better not expose anything that you found out or there will be problems. She said in 2024, after Cassie filed her lawsuit, in 2023, she was ready to share. She filed a civil lawsuit. She talked about the treatment of others. The lawsuit is still pending. She's not aware of any settlement money that was demanded, but she is expecting justice. But she has not received any compensation so far for her work and music from Diddy. Sherry Hunt, welcome to the Tattletales, right? So anyway, listen. At that point, this is my note. Dawn seems really good, right? She can't be moved. She has a great tone. She's in control of phrasing. And that's when things went off the rails. So Westmoreland was like, so you said in your civil suit that you saw him hit Cassie with a frying pan, right? And when you spoke to the U.S. attorneys, you said that he attempted to hit Cassie with a frying pan. So which is it? And at one point you said you heard him do it. So which is it? Was it attempted? Did you see it? Or was it heard, right? V. Roman Nee said he needs to give it up. Now, here's the thing, right? And we got to be real about this, right? When that happened, I get it. Everyone's like, oh my God, Dawn just got caught in a lie. But as Dawn kept saying, this is stuff that is more than a decade old. And when you think of things that are trauma, you push it out your head. To me, all the violence Dawn said Diddy did, the only thing that Diddy's attorney can say is, well, you said I hit her in the head with a frying pan, and I attempted to hit her head in a frying pan. And I was like, are you really basing your defense about it didn't connect, and what did it do? You know what I'm saying? It just didn't make sense, right? They said, now when this happened, Diddy sat back, because he was enjoying all this. He really thought that Dawn was getting discredited. I didn't see it, because in my mind, I was like, you're cherry picking random details, which honestly wasn't a good look that she couldn't remember. But at the end of the day, sorry y'all, she's cherry picking random details. But at the end of the day, like, you're not talking about any of the other violence. So you're saying like, okay, I may have hit her 99 times, but that one time I didn't do anything. And I'm like, okay, I guess, right? Then they went into, okay, she said, Westmoreland was like, do you know the difference between hitting versus throwing? And Dom was like, yeah, I do. And she said, do you know the difference between throwing eggs and throwing a pan? And I'm like, okay, like, what issue are you making? If somebody says they hit you in the head with a pan, or threw the pan at you, or threw the hot eggs from the
They
pan,
can't make
at the end of the day, you inflicted violence, right? Okay, it's right. She actually threw eggs, right? Now they said they're hearing, and then she did say, okay, but one time you testified you heard the pan hit the wall. Now that was a little damaging. So I was like, there's a big difference between hearing a pan hit the wall and actually seeing something. So Nino676, well, Lee said, good morning. First of all, oh, thank you. Always love your outfits. Thank you for super chat. You are amazing. I love your professionalism. If the tea ain't coming from you, not good. Thank you so much. Gene Dill said, Gene Dill is there. Did you see him yet? So I'm out on a break. I sneak out. I'm in the main courtroom. Gene Dill might be in the overflow. I'm going to try to catch him. If y'all got access to him, tell him I'm looking for him. I'll probably see him after court. Latrice Strong, thank you so much for the super chat. I wonder if Gene Deal is testifying, but let's get into this, right? Okay, so there was the best of the recollection. She said, how did you explain saying 4 different stories? She said, to the best of my recollection. Now, let me tell you this. This was when I looked and I said, okay, Diddy's team is having the key. Because everybody knows that the reason why the U.S. Attorney's Office calls you back so many times over things that are over like decades old, it's for a very, very simple reason. Because the more you ask people stuff, the more they remember. Especially if it's trauma that they want to push to the back of the head. But honestly, even with like an ex that I couldn't stand, people had to remind me that stuff actually happened, because as time goes, you literally do forget stuff, but the more you talk to people around it, the more you start forgetting, the more it comes back. That is literally the meaning of recollection. Honestly, but actually what happened, like, and even if it was traumatic things you actually tend to push out. Again, not making excuses for Dawn, but things typically like that happen. Jazz Fitz said, love you, preach. Thank you so much, Jazz. Okay, so they also had, so they said, okay, you had like 8 interviews with the U.S. attorneys, and Dawn was like, yeah. And she said, you forgot to say that you felt that he said people go missing, and Dawn was like, no, that's not true. I said it a few times, but it took me a time to jog my memory, right? F, you said appreciate you and your work. Love and peace from Germany. Thank you so much. Let me tell you something. I really honestly do feel with that they literally are having a key too. Because at the end of the day, she did tell the U.S. Attorney's Office that she feared for her life with Diddy, okay? She said there was other incidents of hitting with D-Rock, Cassie, of course, Capricorn Clock, which is, so then they asked about, what about the time when you said Diddy got punched in the, no, Diddy punched Cassie in the stomach. Hey, how you doing? Oh, thank you. So I was like, what about the time when they are saying, like, Cassie, no, she said, listen, I saw Cassie get punched in the stomach in a restaurant in West Hollywood, and there were celebrities and, staff around. So then the prosecution was like, really? There were celebrities? She was like, yes. She was like, who was there? She said, Jimmy Levine, Ajay, Jimmy Levine, Neil Kane, all these people. And she was like, oh, how come you didn't mention that the first time? And she's like, because prosecution asked me who were the employees. And she's like, oh, so you just forgot all these celebrities? And she was like, no, they didn't ask me. Again, when you are on the stand, you must only answer the questions that you were asked. If I ask you what you ate for breakfast, you cannot tell me in any way what you ate for lunch. Do you feel me? Y'all feel me, right? Anyway, right? They spotted. So then she was like, you also said that Cassie was drug up through the grass. And she was like, I never said that. And they were like, you didn't say that? And she's like, no, that was a miscommunication from my thing. So here's the thing, right? I saw what she was doing. She was trying to impeach her. But as much people say that Dawn got caught lying, is Dawn was caught lying? The lawyer, Miss Westmoreland, who's very, very good, right? She would have, Brian Still's whole team, or the people, I don't know if she's on this team, but they definitely clicked up, right? The lawyer would have impeached her. Dawn did not get impeached. She had a good excuse for why she couldn't remember, even though she's like, you kept changing your story. You guys, can we get out of the habit? Just because somebody says you're having an affair, if the witness said, I'm not having an affair, and the lawyer keeps referring to it as an affair, that doesn't make it an affair. The same way if she said, oh, your story changed, no, it evolved over time. And again, that's why the police, when they interview witnesses or suspects for even a crime, the police and the detectives visit you multiple times. You don't just sit there, right? You don't just sit there and keep going, more and more and more. You don't just say, oh, we already talked to you. You keep going. Anyway, Lisa McClung, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh, also, I want to say what's up to Stacy. Stacy said, you're awesome and working hard, girl. I'd love to be there with you and talk about the saga. Keep up the good work. You guys, I think I'm going to start interviewing people that actually watch the trial to get their opinion so we can start having man on the street interviews. IJN121 said, girl, you better work doing a fab job. Thank you so much, you guys. Okay, so, another thing, right? They said, what about this when you said Cassie got punched in the face, right? Official Lee said, love you. He said, Lady Diana said, this is better than network coverage. You go, girl. Thank you. So there was a time they also tried to literally trip up Kalina. And they were like, yo, what about the time when you interviewed? No, you told the government that you saw Cassie being punched in the face. And she's like, that is correct. And she was like, but was it not being filmed? And Dawn was like, what are you talking about? And she was like, when it was that festival, wasn't the cameras there? Weren't you being filmed all the time? And she was like, yeah. And she's like, so how did they not catch the punch? And Dawn was like, there was no cameras in the bathroom. And she was like, oh, well, what about when y'all was in the hallway? And she was like, yeah. But even then, I can answer that. What if the camera? Why would because she was like Cassie and Diddy were thing. Why would Cassie and Diddy start arguing on cameras for a TV show when they're trying to be making dirty money? They were trying to be the golden couple. Let's also not forget that a lot of stuff from Making of the Band was filmed. And where's that now? Anyway, Black Sheep said, T, you're smashing it. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. So anyway, literally, I was just like, okay, now Westmoreland is dragging it. Why on earth would cameras be filming Cassie and Diddy arguing when they were trying to be on their Beyonce Jay-Z stuff before Beyonce it was Jay-Z, right? Listen. Anyway, she said Kalina witnessed everything. Listen, I did make a note that I don't think that Kalina is the best witness until the prosecution got up and rehabbed the witness, right? First of all, the prosecution tried to even draw doubt on whether Diddy had a gun. It's known Diddy carried a gun. Diddy would tell people he carried a gun. Anyway, Lisa McClung said, I gifted a membership. This is my second super chat. Oh my God, you guys, make sure you thank Lisa and thank you for the super chat. Also, Honeybee Therapy, thank you so much for the super chat. So anyway, they said Diddy had to, they said Diddy had guns because he had to, listen, Bella Rose Speaks said, GD, good morning. T said, other bloggers leave out so many details. Listen, every blogger is doing the best. I'm just glad y'all here listen to my version. But you know, life is a box of chocolates. Go ahead and sample every one you want, right? So anyway, they were like, well, did he have to protect himself? And I rolled my eyes and said, are you serious? Are you serious? Listen, the Making of the Band stuff, right? The J-Lo stuff. Diddy literally, like, stop it. This is well-known stuff. And I said, okay, whatever, right? Diddy is known to have hammers, right? She said, why didn't you mention you saw Diddy with a gun? She said, because I wasn't asked by the feds. And she said, did you ever see Diddy pull the gun out? She said, no. Did you ever see you wave it? No. Did you ever see it cock it and put bullets in it? And I said, are we reenacting a scene from Tombstone? I'm your Huckleberry. What is this, a Clint Eastwood, John Wayne, cowboy music? Did I ever see him cock it, put bullets in it? Is this a Silence of the Lamb, Kaiser Sosa? Where are you going with this? It sounds like she's dragging it. Did you ever see him wave it? She said, no. I just saw it in the back of his waistband, because that's the way, I'm paraphrasing now. Well, I'm adding my own opinion now, because that's the way that people that carry guns, that when they're really planning to use them, that's the way they carry them. They literally wave it in the air and act like they don't care, right? They don't wave it in the air. They don't cock it. They don't put bullets in it. That's the way that they act, right? So Mesquite said prosecution needs to get Justin's coach who he attacked. Exactly. I would like to see that. Impressive. Love your coverage. Keep it up, girl. Of course, Diddy was side-eyeing you. You're doing the damn thing. Thank you so much. Bermuda's Gamble. And she said, She never discussed how much she was paid, even though, to be fair, I could have sworn that she said that Dirty Money would get paid, Diddy would get paid $250,000 for a Ciroc appearance, and Dirty Money would only get paid $5,000, right?
Damn, he was low.
Anyway, Lourdes Soto said, first time you're doing amazing. Please treat yourself to a little something. Thank you, Lourdes. You know I will. Carly Fernell said, hey, what's up, Carly Fernell, said, for your top-notch coverage. Love you, Tisa. Keep bringing the truth. Thank y'all so much. Okay, also,
Ain't no way in hell.
they said that never discussed how much pay. So they said, let's talk about the various meetings, right? Let's talk about the demand letter, why your memory changed, all this stuff. Now, this is to me the number one way that the prosecution rehabilitated Dawn's image, because she was allowed to explain, right? She said she couldn't remember everything because it was really traumatic and she was trying to forget. The environment was volatile. Over time, her memory became clear once she talked to people who were there and reconnected, right? Tracy Carr, thank you so much for the super chat. Also, listen. Also, they said over time, the memory became clearer, right? Also, speaking with others. She said she answers the questions as best as most accurate as she can. I do want to say one thing. Dawn looked super pretty. She had on like a Cab Calloway suit with a tie and a duster in the prettiest way. She was wearing like a grayish kind of check neutral. She looked so pretty. Sonia C said, you're doing an awesome job. Keep up the good work. Ivy Curtis said, hey Tisa, small lunch with me. Let us see your outfit today. Love and appreciate your con, right? Listen. Let's go. Here is the live. Hold on. This is my outfit. I'm sitting down because the wind is blowing, and we can't go over whether he threw a frying pan or eggs. But let me ask this, right? Lorianne Gibson, I contacted Puff on her directive. Lorianne told her to reach out to Diddy directly. Kalina.
Lorianne is the directive girl, right? That's the one with the strong, mean looking face. The one that be doing all the choreographer and shit. Choreographer.
She said, why did you say you wanted to get Dirty Money back? And she said, I did it for a friend. She said, Kalina was having issues and I wanted to get back in the band. She said, I was really just trying to help out a friend because Kalina was in a really, really dark place. And like, I really wanted to help her out. I know she regretting it because now Kalina done turned on her, right? And she said, I really didn't want to go back. It wasn't a good environment. It was disgusting, right? Now, at this point, Diddy is sitting there reviewing notes, getting mad and mad and mad. You know, he passed some notes down to Miss Westmoreland. And unlike Tinny Garagos and Mark Agnifilio, that every time Diddy passed them a dumb note, they actually read it. Hey, what's up? Every time he passed him a dumb note, he actually reads it. She looked at those notes Diddy passed her, Miss Westmoreland, read on them, folded them, and put them to the side and never looked at it again, baby. She said, Diddy, you ain't ruined this. This is my reputation. I'm going to do what I do. Anyway, I literally said, well, let's see if she uses it. Anyway, yeah, that is what happened. Desiree Howard said, I took myself out to lunch away from the office just so I can listen to you in peace. Thank you so much. And Elevated Associates, thank you so much for the super chat. Said, feels likely. Feels likely I'm there. Oh, it feels like you're there. Thank you so much. Shout out to Detroit. I'll say one thing. Motor on Alex with Diddy, which has been debunked. Do you know how it was debunked? I'll tell you how. Alex that whole time had a long-term girlfriend that I don't think he broke up until like November, okay? Hold on. That he broke up in November. Cassie and Alex were not exclusive. They were literally some homie lover friends. At first it was homies, then it turned to lovers, and the rest is written in history. Diddy knew that too. That's why he started posting Cassie a lot, because he was trying to mark his territory. But even Diddy's defense actually says that after October, there were no more romantic messages at all between him and Cassie. This tracks with the timeline that Alex and Cassie started like really getting serious around the end of November, sometime mid-December, right? On top of that, what else happened? Anyway, and also stuff about it literally is on the Trump transcript. that Cassie said that while she was on a date with Diddy, I think they might have been like in whatever, but they weren't in the middle of having smacks. And he saw Alex's name pop up and got super, super, super upset. However, she didn't pick up because her and Alex weren't like that. They were still in that friend talking phase. And for everybody to act like, they also said that the reason why Diddy really got it out for Alex is because unlike every other man that he could scare away from talking to her, he blew up Kid Cudi's car, and Kid Cudi never wanted to talk to Cassie again, and even sat down and had a meeting with Diddy about what the rules, and he's gonna stay away from Cassie. I'm not trying to throw salt on Kid Cudi's name. I'm not saying he didn't do the right thing. He did what he thought was best. He told Michael B. Jordan to break up with Cassie. Michael B. Jordan broke up with Cassie and then was kikiing with Diddy. And then Michael B. Jordan was dating Lori Harvey, and I think Diddy tried to jump on that either before or after. I don't know. The whole point of the matter is, right?
Remember
Everybody when Diddy said,
hold up, Tissa. His son was dating her first, remember? And then Diddy took her from his son. Yeah. And which is weird because Steve Harvey, that's supposed to be your stepdaughter, right? And they said Steve Harvey just, I ain't finna get into that. But yeah, that's what it was. Okay. Diddy's son was with her first, and Diddy took her. I don't know if he took, I'm pretty sure he took his son girl. That's what it seemed like, which is weird. Very awkward. But go ahead.
that Lee did, except for Alex. Alex was the first man that was like, I ain't going nowhere. We love each other. And if you don't want me around, baby, you just gonna have to deal with it. Do what you're gonna do. Do it, do it, do it. You ain't doing shit. That's the way attitude that Alex had. You gotta love the Midwest boys. That's the attitude that Alex had toward Diddy. I know that a lot of people are like, oh my God, you guys really acting like Diddy had the power to Diddy beat up Shakir Stewart, Kim Porter was seeing in Italy in an Italian hotel, beat him so bad and over the head. Shakir Stewart's mother testified for him to stay away from Kim. Diddy mercilessly beat and assaulted two known people, according to the blogs and all this stuff. And I think Shakir Stewart's mother that was trying to talk to Kim. You guys think that as beautiful as Kim Porter was, the only man she could get to procreate with was Diddy? No, Diddy scared everybody away. We see the fact that Diddy blew up Kid Cudi's car and threatened Michael B. Jordan. So why is it so hard to believe that Diddy tried to do the same mess to Alex, and Alex said, I ain't never scared, and stood by Cassie's side? And it sickens me that everybody's trying to run this narrative that Alex is his side dude, Cassie is his wayward money, when we literally have a real demon who drop kicked, and people are really trying to act like he had the nerve, and this is he had the right to treat Cassie like a rag doll because of what? Because of what? Because of what? Cassie seduced Ryan Leslie, and she was a career climber. You mean the 17-year-old that was making me and you to a man 10 years older? They came out official as a couple when she was 18. You really?
That's fucking sick, and y'all defending that shit. Break it down, Tessa. Y'all defending that shit like it's okay. You Diddy bopping motherfuckers. You're weird. You're fucking weird. If you're a weirdo, just fucking say that you're fucking weird and stay your ass in that corner or in that area where the fucking weirdos dwell.
Expect me to believe all that happened? Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Anyway, Lucy Garcia, thank you so much. They said great job. Listen, I'll give it to you raw. There was some good.
That's some fucking sick. That's some beyond sick shit. But that's how people think, in this day and age.
Parts of testimony, and it was some bad parts. But you guys, let me just tell you, this is what trials is about. Some witnesses are stronger than others. Some witnesses, for whatever reason, the jury believes more. But at the end of the day, regardless of whether Dawn remembered what Cassie got hit in the face with a skillet, a fist, some eggs, the one thing that the prosecution couldn't mess with was the 99% of all the other abuse that she talked about. So congratulations, Diddy team. Y'all ate on that one little thing. Congratulations. But at the end of the day, baby, a case is still brick. Hey, how are you? Oh, thank you so much. What's your name?
And you know what?
T. Harris, what's up?
I'm gonna let Tessa go.
Oh yeah.
Tessa killed that shit. I'm gonna just say that. And one thing that she leaving out that y'all failed to realize is that I didn't even fucking know until she just spilled the tea on there. Gene Deal is there. Okay? Gene Deal is there. So will Gene Deal be testified? against Diddy. Is he a witness? If that's the case, Diddy, you fucking cook. Because Gene Deal been saying for years that he got evidence. And if it's finna be presented in a fucking courtroom while he's on the stand, Diddy is probably shitting in his pants right now. Y'all scraping and scrambling. How you say it? No Diddy. You scraping and scrambling over there, okay? Tasting your own can of worms, okay? So, what we've gathered so far is, as much as Diddy defense and his team is trying so hard to prove his innocence, it ain't fucking working. And that's the truth. That's what these other blogs ain't gonna tell you. Even though they try to spin and make Cassie look bad as fuck, but Cassie is not the one who's on trial right now. Diddy is. Did he do it? You tell me. Drop it in the comments. I'm your host, Mr. Maz. That's all I really got for y'all. Until the next one, be sure to hit the like, comment, subscribe, follow if you're on Twitch, follow if you're on YouTube, follow if you're on any other platform. Okay? Rumble, all that. Okay? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out until the next one. I ain't gotta go.
Welcome to Mr. Mask TV, your go-to YouTube channel. Join us for exciting content. Support us with your donations. Cash App Mr. Mask TV. Every bit helps us grow. Thank you for your support. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. At Mr. Mask TV, we create entertaining videos. From reviews to challenges, there's something for everyone. Join our community today. Your support makes a difference. Help us reach new heights. Why choose Mr. Mask TV? We offer unique content, engaging, fun, and informative. Join our growing family. Your support fuels our passion. Together, we can achieve more. Ready to join us? Visit Mr. Mask TV on YouTube. Subscribe for the latest updates. Donate to the Cash App Mr. Mask TV. To support, connect with us on social media. Your voice matters to us. Let's create amazing memories.